Alright, we got Podbean joining us. They're coming through soon. We got YouTube and everybody popping in here. We got Instagram up in the building. And it looks like we got also the web page popping as well. Alright, let's get ready to start this motherfucking podcast. The levels is good. The levels is good. The levels is good. It's the best I've felt all. Oh, whoa.
Okay.
Let's try this again.
You want to hear some hot takes? Let's see. You know something about podcasts? Yo, dígame. Give me a one, man. I got these three drunk uncles.
Let's do that again.
Okay. Big man, you want to hear some hot takes? Let's see how woke you are. You know something about podcasts? Yo, dígame. Give me a one, man. I got these three drunk uncles with a sport podcast. They say they got fire takes, pure fuego. You find them wherever you listen to podcasts at. If it's what they say it is, you like and you subscribe. Listen, like, and subscribe, yeah. You know how to call into the show? Yeah, man, do the Podbean app. You'll need headphones with a mic to call in. That's no problem, man. They'll also be at Sharky's, 8:07 p.m. on the first Wednesdays of the month. You may get some free Blue Chew. And they keep receipts or so. If anything happens in the sports world, MyT's gonna drop a tape faster than a rabbit gets pumped. There's only three things I have in this world. My word, my balls, and this podcast. And I don't break them for nobody. MyT Sports Season 7.
Let's go. Good evening and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I'm your host, the one and talented Taylor, and if you guys can see, it's another in Fuego day in the hottest city in the world. We're coming at you live and direct from South Florida. It is officially June 15th. They said we had highs today of 93, lows of 78. We ain't get no real break, about 50% chance of rain. It ain't rain where I was at. I'm pretty sure we still got a little bit more time left in the day. Listen, if we got 3 hours left in the day, that means we got we got some chance for rain. Yo, it's been another beautiful day in the hottest city in the world. I appreciate you guys coming back to the MyT Sports Podcast. We got a big show for you today. Obviously, if you guys don't know, if you're keeping track, this is officially volume 7. Yes, we've been doing this for 7 whole years. This is episode 111 of this year. This is also track 444 of the overall MyT Sports Podcast. I'm gonna have to play some numbers out there. How I get episode 111 and track 444. I gotta go play some numbers. We gotta go play some numbers. Run them numbers, B. Hey yo, run them pockets. We definitely gonna have to run these numbers today, folks. Big show for you today. Big. Can I get some big help? Since I'm talking about all these bigs up here. Big show for you today, folks. We're gonna get into the new drug kingpin of the NBA. Folks, we're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about that dirty dog, Deshaun, as well. Obviously, if you guys don't know, it's officially hump day. So we're going to get into some theatrics, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know if you guys have heard, but Clay has officially been banned from the building, folks. We're going to get it. We're going to give you a new Blue Chew promo code so you guys can get yourself a free order of Blue Chew for this week, right? We're going to play a little name game a little bit later. We're going to see how we feel about that, right? But we're going to play a little bit of name game a little bit later here on the podcast. We're going to talk about AD and what he's been doing now that he's healthy for now. We're gonna get into our birthday party as well. We're gonna talk about the Beebs. You know if you guys been keeping track, I've been quarantining myself for now about the last 10 days or so, ever since I've come down with my own illness, right? And speaking of somebody that has been kind of quarantined or locked up. They won't let her out. No, they won't let her out. We're going to talk about Brittany Griner today as well, folks. We're going to get into all that and more right here on the MyT Sports Podcast. But you guys already know how this goes. Regardless of the time.
Take that, take that, take that.
And regardless of the weather.
You play to win the game. Hello?
Hell yeah. It's always, what's going on, Washington? It's always a good time to talk some sports. Stir this motherfucker up. Let's start talking. Woo! Back at it like a sports fanatic. I'm not gonna lie, it's probably the best I've felt in the last 10 days, folks. Do I still got a little something up in the chest piece? I do still got a little something in the chest piece, but I'm letting you know right now, this is probably the best my energy has felt over the last 10 days. I know it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope pod to step to. And you guys have got me over the last week, right? And you guys haven't gotten my best. And I'm telling you right now, relax. The best is yet to come. You got me. I got you, babe. Boom, 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 boom. I got you, baby. I can't do that. It should be that. That's a lot of strain on the throat, to be honest with you. Hold on 1 second, B. Normally, I don't go old Jewish lady until about like the third hour of the podcast. Can't be putting that kind of strain on the voice right now. We just got here started. So, yo, let's go ahead and do what we do here, right? And if you guys don't know, this is your first time to the MyT Sports Podcast. I appreciate you listening to the show. Don't forget you can catch the MyT Sports Podcast wherever you listen to your podcast at. Easiest way, right? Easiest way just to listen. Just tell your smart speaker, hey, yo, smart speaker, play the latest episode of the MyT Sports Podcast. That's M as in Mike, by the way. Y as in Yankee, T as in Tango Sports Podcast. And it goes in and it handles all that for you. Wherever you listen to your podcast at, whether that's on Spotify, YouTube, TuneIn, or like Google Play, it's going to go ahead and pull that right up for you. But if you're trying to catch this show live, if you're trying to interact with this show live, you know where we have our calling line. You can hit the calling line through Podbean. But if you're just trying to watch real quick, you can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on Twitter. You can watch us on Twitch. You can watch us on Facebook. I got a behind the scenes cam for you guys on the IG. Giving you a little bit of cam soda. If you guys know what that means, you a dirty motherfucker. I'm just saying. Hamburger. Macaroni. Let me not lean too far back into this. Man, oh man, oh man. So let's go ahead and let's not waste any more time, right? Because you guys, if you guys know, I go left field any point in given time in this podcast. That's the reason why I got the Yankees game on right now. I ain't gonna lie. Part of the reason why I got the Yankees game on is because I couldn't watch the NHL final, whatever you want to call, however you want to call it. Couldn't watch the NHL finals, right? Because the Tampa Bay Lightning just beat my Rangers to get there. Now, granted, they're getting their ass whooped by Colorado, right? I think last time I checked in, it was either an early 2-0 lead or something like that. They're getting their ass whooped by Colorado, but I was like, fuck that. I appreciate that what's going on, but I have one of my personal New York teams that's actually whooping somebody in Tampa Bay's ass. So I got the Yankees playing the Tampa Bay Rays right now. We're in New York. The Yankees are currently up right now 4-1, and the goddamn umpires have been sitting here congregating for the last 10 minutes. Don't understand what's going on here. But you guys already know how I feel about reviews and all meetups. I've already given the NFL and the NBA a solution to this problem. But to be honest with you, the same thing could be said in boxing and MMA. It applies there too. Cause I think I was able to realize it could apply to boxing after I forgot. Was it during COVID? Right? When it was boxing with nobody in the arenas, somebody had a boxing match. And it was a controversial ending. I forgot what round it was in. But it was a controversial ending real early. And it took them 25 minutes to review it. Because of either a controversial ending or a controversial scorecard or a controversial point that was taken. It was something simple like that. And because of that, they end up having a review that was about 25 minutes. And that review was longer than the actual fight. I think it was like twice as long as the actual fucking fight. They spent twice as long reviewing the fight than they did actually watch the fight, because they ended up reviewing the fight, because they ended up having to like review like the first 3 rounds or something weird, and then they had to review like the other 2 rounds or another round. Like I forgot what they were looking for, but it took them forever. It was ridiculous. But I already given you guys my solution, and it applies to basketball. It applies to football. You can apply it to baseball. You just have to find out how. But you could apply it to You could apply it to hockey. I mean, not hockey. You could apply it to boxing, and you could also apply it to MMA as well. But again, we're already going left field, and we barely started the podcast. Let's go ahead and get into this birthday party. Because what we like to do if it's first time here is that we like to give a nice little birthday shout out to everybody that's had a birthday since the last time we was here on the podcast. So like my boy Chill Will likes to say, because he doesn't like to be left out of any podcast, right? Like my boy Chill would like to say, yo DJ MyT, go ahead and drop that beat. Yeah, the energy really is good. Yeah. You like that? Because I like that. Let's go. Right? Because yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. 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 Because it's your birthday. We sing happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. I guess you guys didn't realize we have my own birthday song. Let's go ahead and run that back one time for the one time. Yeah. You ready? You ready? Because, yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Check it. Check it. Because it's your birthday. We sing happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Check it. Listen, folks, we only have one birthday shout out to give today, and that happens to be to my homegirl, Anna Kushner. If you don't know Anna Kushner is one of the... You're gonna have to understand how I think it's a family organization, right? So she's one of the owners of Sharky's, folks. Yes, Sharky's where we always go to go have our podcast normally on a Wednesday. But if you guys know, the reason why I'm not there today, actually at Sharky's on her birthday, to wish her actually happy birthday. How fucked up is that, right? It's because I caught COVID last week, and I've still been having signs of sickness, right? Like I said, today has honestly been the first day that I can say that my energy level has been to a point where I honestly didn't realize. I probably ran up and down the stairs a couple of times. We did not feel short of breath. I'm actually able. I tried giving you a couple of podcasts, right? Since I've been sick, and I don't know if you've heard it or witnessed the energy level. It wasn't quite up to par, but I was trying to make sure I don't leave you guys empty-handed. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to leave your pockets on rabbit ears. I got some flavor for your ears. So let's go ahead and take care. So let's go ahead and wish Anna official happy birthday. So Anna, we want to wish you a happy birthday. We hope you party hard. I'm really sorry that I missed. Listen, I guess you guys understand already why I missed your birthday party yesterday. She had a banging ass birthday party yesterday. People was hitting me up left and right. Yo, T, where you at? Yo, you gotta be here, B. Yo, Sharky's was the place to be yesterday. DJ Rob was in the building. You understand? They had the whole crew, the whole fam out there. It was a place to be. It was where the party was. That was definitely an event. It was definitely an event. I missed it. Alright, got an event coming up for my homeboy for this weekend for his birthday, and my homegirl for her birthday this weekend. I ain't gonna be able to make it to either one of you guys. I'm sorry. I don't really want to be around people too much. Like I said, I just came off my sickness. Let me give myself a little bit more time before I actually go around people. So I'm still giving myself about another week or so. So you probably won't see me out in public until next Wednesday. So yes, folks, next Wednesday the NBA Finals will be over. We'll probably start getting ready to talk about the NBA draft. But we'll be at Sharky's next week, as we'll be coming down to the final episodes of the MyT Sports Podcast, folks. Check it. You like that? What's going on? I know you like that, because I like that. So, again, to my homegirl Anna, I want to wish you a happy birthday. We hope you party hard. We hope you enjoy everything. Hope you regret nothing. But more importantly, you get your weekend at Bernie's on, and you continue to stay MyT. Yeah. Okay, like my boy Chill will like say, yo, DJ MyT, go ahead and cut that beat for me. Whew. Always like to start off the podcast with a nice little birthday party. And if you guys know anybody that had a birthday since the last time that we was on the air, go ahead and drop their name in there. That's basically for yesterday and today, right? Because we was on the air Monday. And it was I felt like it was a shitty show. My head was foggy. Like, my head was mad foggy. So like I know like you guys had to be feeling it too. Yankees is still up 4-1. These niggas is still congregating, yo. These umpires are still reviewing some shit. It's top of the 8th. This game's a wrap. Just like how these NBA Finals is a wrap. Yeah, I said it. I got Game 5 on in the background right now, watching it again. Game not set to end until 10:56. I can get it to air all the way through without stoppages. But let's get into our mighty topic of the day, right? Because you know what we do here, right? Before we even start off the podcast, right, and get into the first topic of the day, we have a MyT topic of the day. Let's go ahead and
MyT. Hey, ladies.
Where the ladies at?
And that's what we really want to know. Where the ladies at, folks? If you guys don't know, this is officially day 118 of Brittany Griner being wrongfully incarcerated in Russia over trumped-up weed charges. Let's go ahead and get that part out of the way right now. Yes, folks, she is being wrongfully detained of trumped-up weed charges. And yeah, folks, this has been going on since February 17th. Just imagine. You're already in a foreign country, right? It's Valentine's Day. You away from your boo. Y'all over there phone video calling. You know what I mean? Over there getting a little video stroke and poke on because you ain't there with your boo. But you like, you know what? I come home in 3 days, girl. When I come home, I'm gonna tear that ass up. That in 120 days, ain't no ass that you've gotten to tear up. Just wrongfully detained, trumped up weed charges. 118 days so far for Brittany Griner, sorry. Now, very recently, right, or just yesterday, we got an update on Brittany Griner where they told us that they were going to continue to extend her detainment. About 30 days ago, right, they put her up for the first review, and she was extended to 30 days. Well, this was the second review, and she got extended again. Haven't gotten the time frame on the second extension as of yet. Don't know if it's for 7 days, 14 days, or 30 days. I wasn't able to pull out the details on that as of yet. But they did agree. Not saying like our government and the Russian government, but you know what I mean. But there was a hearing that came out with the results that she is going to be extended again for her stay. So here we go, folks, as we continue the Brittany Griner watch. This is day 118. And if you guys, again, don't know, I have no problem reminding you of who Brittany Griner is. Brittany Griner is one of the most influential people in the WNBA. One of the biggest faces, not only for the WNBA, but also for the LGBT community as well. Brittany Griner is one of the most decorated NBA players in the game's history. Not only becoming a champion, but also being a 7-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champion, and she is consistently in the top 10 in scoring for her league. But on top of that, 8-time block leader, which again she is always at the top of. 2-time peak performer, 3-time first team, 3-time second team, 2-time defensive player of the year, 3-time defensive first team, 4-time defensive second team. You understand? That's 7 times she's made a defensive team. We're talking about she was on the all-rookie team, NCAA champion, most outstanding player, AP player of the year, 3-time defensive player of the year, 4-time defensive player of the year, 3-time Big 12 player of the year, high school player of the year. She's been balling since she was a kid, but she was never knee high. 3rd woman in WNBA history to ever dunk a ball. Now, I don't want to say pleased, right? But I am happy to kind of find out that as the time goes on, her detainment, it continuously is picking up steam. If you guys don't know, there is a petition on change.org that has already about 250,000 signatures about her detainment. Now, if she is found guilty, which we hope that she isn't, she can face up to 10 years in Russian jail. Recently as well, Penny Taylor, when she was inducted into the Hall of Fame, she utilized her induction platform to talk about Brittany Griner's detainment. So again, we're seeing things starting to pick up. We're seeing things really starting to pick up here, right? There's Brittany Griner t-shirts. Don't listen, guys. Don't get it twisted. I'm telling you right now. Pretty soon you're gonna see me in a Brittany Griner t-shirt. I just have to find it. I just find it out exactly. I just gotta look. I gotta see if it's just on the WNBA store or if it's like if she has her own like personal apparel website. But again, well, ultimately, just kind of keep her in your thoughts and prayers. That's the most that we can do, so that hopefully that she can make a speedy and safe return home. Because I don't know if you guys ever been locked up. I don't know if you guys ever been deployed or are detained in any kind of way, right? Or any kind of foreign situation. It is not a pretty sight. It is nothing pretty. Like, you understand? There are soldiers that can't even take being just in a foreign country. Like, they're losing their minds after 120 days. They're talking about how much they miss home and how they miss this and they miss that, and they're free. They can go about their business all they want, on and off base. Go check out a castle. Go check out all the local restaurants. Go to the clubs and all kinds of stuff, and they still over here. Man, I miss my home. I mean, you miss the United States. What the fuck is there for you? But I'm just saying. So you only could imagine exactly how she's feeling. So again, let's remain to keep Brittany Griner in our thoughts and prayers. Now, let's move on, right? This is another easy transition. But let's talk about somebody else that has been recently detained. And this actually came up on our wire as we went off the... Were we on the air last night? Hold on. No, we was on the air 2 days ago. So after we went off the air 2 nights ago, right, on Monday night, something flashed across our wire. And boy... Let's get into our first topic of the day. It was set... As we got off the air Monday, we got... Across our wire popped up that an NBA player was arrested for possessing copious amounts of marijuana, right? For drug trafficking. He got arrested for drug trafficking. Let's go ahead and put it out there, right? Let's use their words, right? Let me not spruce anything up. Let me not add any sazon to it or anything like that. You know what I'm saying, Papi? I'm not gonna add none of that shit, right? But so they said that the NBA player was arrested for drug trafficking. So I'm like, damn, drug trafficking. What? Say less. Let me find out. And granted, like, I'm watching Power. I just started watching Power. I just started watching Power about 2 weeks ago, and I'm just about to be finished with it. Tommy just died. Not Tommy. Ghost just got shot. And they're going through that backtrack episode where they're trying to figure out if it was Tariq, or if it was, just found out it wasn't Dre. That nigga got hemmed up. Found out it wasn't the cop broad, right? She got knocked the fuck out, right? So now we're trying to figure out, was it Paz? Was it Lorenzo Tate, who's using his real name? Was it Tate? Was it his son Tariq? Who else was there? There's Paz. There's the congressman. There's his son. Was it Tommy? Was it his wife? Who else was coming after him? Who else was coming after him in that episode? Right, we eliminated 2 because we eliminated Dre and that cop broad, right? But they had everybody looking like they was ready to go kill Ghost in that episode. Oh shit! Don't forget Fax or Cox or whatever his name is. Like the other dude, the other fucking federal agent that started getting trapped up in the bullshit. All of a sudden, he's tainting all evidence. Like, I can see how people started getting tired of it, like the episodes, and started thinking, like, you know what, this is getting a little too much. But you know what, though? What do you expect? Like, they're trying to keep you entertained for 7 seasons. But you know what, though? You people are ungrateful. You really are some ungrateful fucks, because I ain't hear this noise about the Sopranos. And that's what they're basically giving you. They're giving you the Black Sopranos. I ain't hear this noise about the Sopranos. Them niggas do their thing. Fucking mama mooches. Let's go give you all of you a fresh one. Fuck out of here. So let's get back. Let's get back to the lecture at hand. Because perfection is perfected. So I'm gonna let you understand, right? Damn. Wait a minute. What the fuck just happened here? Okay, they're done congregating. And suddenly the game is 4-3. Maybe that's what the whole congregation was about. Was they were trying to figure out about some runs, maybe, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck just happened. Still top of the 8th. Rays are still at bat. I got water bottles blocking my view. Colorado is still beating the Lightning 3-1. And listen, I'm rooting for Colorado in this finals now. Let's let you guys know. I'm fully rooting for Colorado here. I've been to Colorado. They're a weed-friendly state. In the wintertime, it reminded me of New York. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, yo, got a nigga all homesick and shit. You know what I'm saying? Homesick and motherfucker. So let's see if the Yankees could go ahead and pull up and secure this victory. Because they should not. They should not lose this game. Hold on. Let me move these bottles out of the way, right? Because I need to stop thinking of my dick. Right? Okay. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We got 2 outs. 2 outs? Look like we got 2 outs. Man on first and on second, top of the 8th. So they got 78th, 78 mile per hour, bottom left slider. Folks, it's popped up and they're out of that inning. Oh yeah, this could have been a dangerous inning. You understand? One little home run right there, and we're talking about this game. This game is blowed wide the fuck open, and suddenly it would have been fucking 6-4 for the Yankees, and I would have been sitting over here fucking heartbroken, distraught, upset like a motherfucker. Probably would kick the goddamn camera over until you guys' podcast is fucking over. Go home and suck a titty. Oh shit! Let me see if I can get my Golden State game back on now. Sharing bandwidth. I'm sharing a lot of bandwidth over here. Tony Brothers. The Tony Brothers? So, we hear that the NBA has a new king. Pin, that is. As one of their players is arrested for drug trafficking. And I'm like, damn. B, these motherfuckers out here wilding. You know what I mean? They out here pushing weight. Let me find out this motherfucker had a little drug cartel and he over here trying to be the distro for the fuck. I don't even know what team he plays, but trying to be the distro in Washington. Like, nah, you can't be a distro in Washington. That's the backyard. But if you ever seen DC, you understand that right behind the White House, and you go down 10 blocks, hey, that's just you're probably going to run into 3 trap houses immediately. Trap house A, B, and C. You know what I mean? For your amphetamines, for your bush. And then for your coke. So I look into the story further, right? And it is none other than one of Kenneth Fareed's sons. Yes, folks, Montrez Harrell. Montrez Harrell, folks, is arrested for drug trafficking. So we go into the story, right? And we break it down a little bit. And I quickly notice that he got pulled over and arrested for 3 pounds of weed. I don't know if 3 pounds of weed sounds like a lot of weed to you guys. But let me break this down for you. On a regular basis, a common person, if they're a heavy smoker, right? They're probably already buying their weed by the ounce already. Right? Only because it's more cost effective, and you're no longer at the point where you want to be buying nickel bags, dime bags, if your area still sells that, right? Quarters, halves. Like, things like that are no longer sufficient to you. You smoke too much. So even the regular heavy smoker, let's say they going through a half. Right? We're talking about half old, right? Let's say they're going through a half every week. You understand? You understand now? Let's say you smoke. Let's say you smoke an O. Let's say you buy an O. Next thing you know, you're talking about every 2 weeks. That's every payday. You're buying an ounce of weed. Now let's say you don't want to go there that often. Now maybe you start buying 2-3 ounces at a time. See, you understand? Like this, like don't. I really look at it seriously, and I still start. Let's think about, if you don't want to compare it to weed, let's think about you shopping. There were times in your life where you were only buying 1 roll of toilet paper at a time. And then you started making enough money where you're like, yo, I don't want to keep going to the corner store to buy 1 roll of toilet paper. Maybe now I can upgrade my shit, and I'm gonna start going out to like the grocery store. And at the grocery store, I can start buying my toilet paper by the 4s, 8s, 16s, and 24s. But now let's say you move up a little bit more now in stature, right? Money start coming in a little bit better. Now you start going to Sam's Club. And now you buying your toilet rolls by the 96. That's the same thing that happened with Montrez. That's the same thing that happened with Montrez Harrell, right? He's an everyday smoker. So just think about you guys that smoke your cigarettes, right? I think recently, hey now, I seen a female in a Yankees uniform. I don't even know what the fuck she even the rest of her look at. I'm just like, hey, as long as she's of age. Story about people of age just popped up across my wire. Let me make sure I write this name down. Because 17 years old is not acceptable. Not anymore. Not to say that it ever was. But see, academics come from a certain era where when he was young enough to smash college chicks, I could understand using that philosophy. Back then. We're talking about 20 years ago, 30 years ago. See, I joke about this with some people, and I've even mentioned it here. We're not that far removed, while illegal, up to 25, even in your own family. Somebody has justified, maybe not as old as 25. 21, 22, 23 maybe, definitely 18, 19. But, and listen, and like I said, some of you even justified in your own families though. Somebody in your family, 16, 17, having relations with somebody in their 20s. We're not that far removed where it was like, where motherfuckers were still kind of like turning a blind eye to it. You have to remember, like, time changes weirdly sometimes, right? And I say 25 may be a little too far removed, right? But let's just think 21, 17, 22, 17. You're talking about somebody that you're still talking about people that are in a similar age bracket that may have grew up together and were in high school at the same time. And then suddenly one goes off to college and the other one's a sophomore in high school. What then? Or, see, like I said, there's so many different scenarios. But something came across my wire about this whole little age thing. And I see this individual getting drugged all over social media. And, like I said, it's funny when things that were acceptable as you were growing up no longer become acceptable. And you may have found yourself at some point in time towing that line. Right? Like, listen, we have a whole lot of eras of this. Like, it wasn't acceptable to be racist, and there was some people that had to realize, oh, I can't just be racist now because, we're in a racist time. There was some people that were flipping, and but some people that quick, like, hey, once it was illegal, they flipped their mind. Like with weed. Once it was no longer illegal, motherfucker was just smoking up a storm now. Like, oh my God. Like, everybody's a pothead now. Well, but when I was smoking weed, like you know what I mean? I was a bad influence. In the 6th grade. 7th grade. Where were we? Oh, we talking about weed. So I hear about Montrez Harrell's, right, son of Kenneth Fareed. And if you guys don't understand what I'm saying there, then you guys have to go back to some old podcasts to understand that reference. Kenneth Fareed has had 3 kids in the not in the W, but in the NBA. One of them is Montrez Harrell. The other one is Carol. Carol. And I forgot, and I always forget who the third one is. I have it written down here somewhere. I really had to write that down because it was really one of those things. I was like, damn, like I had to actually keep track of Montrez Harrell's kids, not Montrez Harrell's kids, Kenneth Fareed's kids, and you have to put together the word association or the pattern there. Yankees currently up right now. Damn, never mind. I mean, they're still up, but I just seen the players strike the fuck out. 2 outs already, bottom of the 8th. Tampa Bay Rays is going to get one more crack at trying to take this lead. So back to the drug kingpin Montrez Harrell. Right, I looked at the amount of weed that he had. 3 pounds. And then I started thinking, like, that's not a lot of weed. For an everyday smoker that has access to hundreds of millions of dollars. Because if I have hundreds of millions of dollars, if I had millions of dollars, I'm probably buying my weed by the pound from here on out. Easily. Put it this way, I am, shoot, I'm honestly only about $170,000 like a year away from doing that now. Seriously, put a quarter a year in my hand, and I'm buying my weed by the pound. Cause there's no reason for me to be there every 2 weeks, unless I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? I don't come out enough. How you doing? Like this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Like only because I probably know my plug. You know what I mean? I know this motherfucker since I've been in the army. So that may only be it. And because outside of that, we don't talk enough unless he pops up here on the podcast or we text him or we text each other about some sports shit. That happens too. But then that's probably what I end up doing. I probably end up talking to him more about sports now because I ain't gonna have that interaction every other week. So when I looked at the fact that they use the term drug trafficking, obviously drug trafficking is based off of the amount of weed that you got caught on you, right? Because you understand how it goes, right? You have a certain amount of weed they're completely overlooking. You go up a tier, they're saying that you had enough to use, right? See? You go up another tier, they say that you had enough to sell. You go up some more, like now you pushing weight, you trafficking shit. Now they're trying to figure out if you need to be hit with the RICO, or if this is just a really big habit. See, like that is the game that they're playing right now. So when I heard drug trafficking, I was honestly thinking that Montrez Harrell was about to be like Zach Randolph back in the day, where they was about to say that not only they found a bunch of weed on him, but they also found connections to his network and lockers and storage units with cars and drugs and guns in it. Like, yeah, see, I don't ever forget these shits. I always wonder whatever happened to that Zach. And I'm not gonna lie, when I get in closed networks, finally with these people that have these answers. Okay, Google, turn the lights up to 100%.
Got it. Setting 3 lights brightness to 100%. Sorry, it looks like 4 lights aren't available right now.
Gotta make sure my ice is shining. I'm like, that shit ain't shining enough. Right, so again, so when I hear that he has 3 pounds of weed, I'm like, nah, he's not trafficking weed. He's just not trying to go see this weed man every other day. He's just trying to make sure that, yo, like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this was full at one point in time. And that was about a quarter of it. I'm just saying, right? Like if you're an everyday smoker, when you actually understand how often some people may smoke, right? Like you're talking about athletes here. Like they're doing stuff that they want their body to feel relaxed as much as possible. I know you guys may be picking up on that already. Where I'm gonna go next, right? So they want their body to feel as relaxed as possible. Like I said, it's one of those things that I'm looking at my chest. I'm like, 3 pounds isn't trafficking. For him, 3 pounds may last him the next 3 to maybe 6 months. Maybe. We're talking about, because we're talking about not having to worry about controlling yourself, right? You're talking about not having to control yourself, not having to pace yourself about how much you're smoking. What's going on, Rachel? Right? He's able to roll up big ass, fat ass blunts, right? Or big ass roll up. You have to understand. Like I was going through here. So when I'm hearing 3 pounds for a professional athlete, hearing 3 pounds of weed for a rapper, somebody that has access to multiple, somebody that is a multi-millionaire, has access to multiple millions of dollars, and they're a bona fide weed head. 3 pounds of weed means nothing to me. 3 pounds of meat, 3 pounds of weed is like is the equivalent to me watching somebody buy a fucking 50-pound bag of sugar. Like you just like to buy in bulk. That's all that was. I'm getting my medicine in bulk. But goddamn, Mantra, like okay. Also, one, you have you have that much bud on you. You gotta do better than that. You gotta drive better than that, or you gotta get a driver. Like I'm sorry, athletes these days, right? Because you know it's funny, right? Because my first instinct, or my first thought was like, damn, there's some major drug move. There's some kingpin shit going on here, right? That's my first thoughts when I heard that he got charged for trafficking, right? But in all honesty, the same way that the leagues have people to help you, like when you're driving drunk or you're impaired or whatever. I'm sorry, Montrez, go get a runner. Hire somebody at this point in time. If you out there picking up 3 pounds of weed at a time, go hire somebody to start. Hire somebody that you trust to pick up your weed. But then maybe now you really are starting to get the drug tracker. Now that person gets pulled over and they're like, yo, what you doing as old as me? Well, I'm just picking it up for my boy. I'm picking it up for the person that pays me. Or maybe they know to go in and take the rap. You go ahead and let them out. You go pay for them to get out and utilize your millions of dollars and your connections to go ahead and take care of that person. I don't know how these things go. Because I know one of the other first things that came to my mind, I started hearing Draymond Green's voice where he was. Remember when they was talking shit to him? Does he play for Phoenix? Maybe Montrezl plays for Phoenix now. But when he was talking, when he's talking shit to him, and he's like, "Yo, you ain't like that. Like you ain't like that for real. Like your name is Clarence, and you got really nice parents, and you're from this suburb." That's the first person I was like, damn, maybe he was like that. When I thought it was drug trafficking. Drug trafficking is what I thought his charge was. When all he did was re-up his weed supply. That's all he was doing. He was buying the millionaire's equivalent to 3 dime bags. See, that's what you have to honestly look at. Each pound is like a dime bag to a millionaire. He was just re-upping. We're in the 15th of the month. I just showed you the jar. Pretty sure I'm going to re-up before the end of the month. Like, I'm trying to make it last to the beginning of the month. I'm trying to find that perfect balance. Even myself, I'm trying to find that perfect balance where I only got to re-up once a month if I have to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to always be out there like, yo. I mean, I like it. I enjoy it. I don't mind it. But there's something real soothing and real peaceful. But like, okay, I got what I want right here. I don't have to leave for a while. I can sit back and relax. I don't got to worry about being out. I don't got to worry about like, damn, by the end of this week I got to go. Like, nope. By the end of next week I got to go. Nope. I got at least a good enough month. Let me see. Depending on how fast this goes. I easily have another 2 weeks. Easy. Because this right here, right? This is going to last me until probably easily until the end of next week. Right? It depends. We're talking about the rest of this week. We're talking about the rest of this week. And we're talking about, rest of this week. So we're talking about 3-4 more days. We're talking about next week. Next week I'll finally be back in the public. So I'll end up getting a couple of joints together actually, nah, maybe not. We'll see. I get a couple of joints. I'm ready for the road. So it all depends. But Montrezl Harrell, drug kingpin. Yeah, I don't think that's quite him. Drug trafficker. I don't think that's just him. I don't think that's him. Now, did he get caught with drugs while in traffic? That may be the only thing that I tie in trafficking and Montrez with. You see them black ass lips he got? That's just letting me know that if he is smoking joints, yo, and the NBA is wilding because listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Listen for the suspension. Listen for how many games he misses. Recently, didn't we hear about Charlotte Hornets players, Miles Bridges? He over there sipping lean, and he got a joint in his hand. NBA players are. I'm telling you right now, as the laws loosen, NBA players are going to start wilding a lot more. For a while. Basically, like the laws are going to get loosened completely about weed. And we're going to have a period where they're going to be wilding, and then the NBA is going to come back out, they're going to make some changes, and they're going to put out some rules or whatever, and they're going to tell them, like, listen, man, listen, you stop acting like a drug kingpin out here. Like, stop acting like a rapper. Like act like a professional businessman out here. We understand that you guys are 20-year-old kids that just got guaranteed $80 million, right? Just saying, this is what they are. But we need you to act like 40-year-old adults. Yep, 40-year-old adults out here podcasting. So they're telling them to be better than that.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
And this is how I am. So, and granted, come from similar backgrounds. So there's behaviors in our mannerisms that is really woven into our DNA that sometimes you just kind of can't let out because you know what? Like the Lock said, we are the streets. I don't know about some of you, but there's some people that still have a little bit of street in them. And you guys all know these friends, right? Right? See, it's all about what part of the streets do you still have in you. Right? Some of you are hoes. Right? Some of you can't take the wholeness out of your personal street. Like you become a nice, functional, great everywhere, but you're a hoe. You can't help yourself. Some of you are kleptomaniacs. Some of you are still just fucking knuckleheads. Just keep doing dumb, illegal shit. You know what I mean? Some of you got drug problems. Some of you still got rapper ideologies. All right. All about what part of the street is still left in you. And some of us have little parts of the street in us in little areas. Like, you know what? I'm a little bit of a hoe, but I'm also a little bit of a klepto, and I'm a little bit of a druggie. Right? And I'm a little bit of a raw dogger. Baby, I'm just saying. And speaking of raw, right? Because we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on from Montrezl Harrell, right? Because he ain't do nothing wrong. Sorry, I forgot we can't sing R. Kelly songs. That is the number one thing that pisses me off about R. Kelly. As I'm telling you, today's left field topics are so oddly interconnected. All right? Because I guess today's left field topic is going to be about the streets, right? What version of the streets is still left in us in this particular environment, right? Because it is here for all of us. But before we get into that, right? This is gonna be a hell of a segue. Let's talk about Blue Chew, folks. What is Blue Chew? Blue Chew happens to be just a little blue pill that can get you back your throat. All you gotta do is open up a pack and head straight to the sack. Just a few chews. Before you do. This thing has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so this is one opportunity you just can't miss. Trust me, she's gonna love when you come through like a boss. For a very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss, and she's gonna love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. Right? And if you want to get yourself a free order of Blue Chew, yes, a free order of Blue Chew on my dime, on me, right? Your boy from MyT Sports. Use this week's promo code LUNJ, like Love You, New Jersey. LUNJ, Lima, Uniform, November, Juliet. And you too can get your first order of Blue Chew for free. You have to pay shipping and handling, pay your postal workers, take care of them niggas, right? Rain, sun, sleet, hail, don't forget. Like $5. You get your Blue Chew in the mail about 7 to 10 days later. I'm doing that right now. Alright? 7 to 10 days later, you get your order. And then the next thing all you do is follow the ingredients on the back. And what they're going to say, there's no real ingredients on the back. But you're going to follow my instructions here at this point in time. You're going to open up this pack. You're going to chew it. And then you're going to do it. That's it. That's only 2 instructions. You chew it and you do it. You fuck that up, then the part of the streets that's in you that don't know how to read, like these and me, you don't even gotta read for that shit. I'm telling you what to do. Treat this like your Flintstone vitamins back in the day. You chew it and do it. Like, remember how Popeye, right, when anytime he used to eat his spinach, remember how the muscles in his body just used to boom, 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 boom. That's what's gonna happen when you Blue Chew. You're gonna boom, 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 ding. I'm just thinking with my dick. Get money. Blue Chew, folks. Or use my promo code and go to bluechew.com/LUNJ. Right, this promo code is not forever. It'll be expiring in less than a week. Take advantage of it while it's hot. Now, the next time you get hot, you could do your Bernie Mac on and stir that motherfucking pot. Stir it like motherfucking coffee. Get up off me. I'm done here. Yankees win 4-3. Thank you. One of my New York teams beat something out of Tampa Bay. Fucking bullshit. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get this game out of the way and get this off. Actually, weren't the Mets playing too today? Aren't the Mets supposed to be on here as well? Let's see. Where is Mets game at? Fuck the Marlins. Yankees. Okay, Mets played same time. Let's see if they're still playing their game. Tuesday night. Let's see. On ESPN. Okay, so they didn't have no games for tonight. I was looking for a couple of WNBA games for tonight. They had 2 games on. I just couldn't figure out where to watch it at outside of the app. And I have not paid for my app subscription yet. I don't got my first paycheck yet. I've been sick. So I haven't been able to get my fast money either. So that shit is fucked up. I just like, yo, like, I'm trying my darndest to see if the first time that I can even start going back to work on this Saturday. Right? Where I could go back out there and make that fast money again. You know what I mean? Because I got my snail money working behind me. But you know, I gotta get that fast dough up again. So we'll see what the fuck happens. What's going on, Chill Will? We got Chill Will up in the building. Our senior Cleveland correspondent. What's going on? Let's get Chill Will propping the building. Y'all see? I'm telling you, like, that's I was feeling shitty. Because even the last couple of days, Chill Will be on here on the podcast. I ain't give him his proper intro. You know that Chill Will gets offended if he don't get his intro. Like, anytime, like, because you guys already heard. That's the Chill Will. I'm talking about, like, yo, DJ MyT, drop that beat. That's Chill Will. That's Chill Will. So I've been talking about him all podcast. Let's go ahead and bring the brother in here.
You drop takes, don't you? You drop takes, don't you?
Sir, yes, sir!
Well, if you're gonna drop takes, you might as well go ahead and drop them exhibitiously.
Cleveland! This is for you!
I never said this.
What's going on, Will?
What up, man?
I'm good.
Let's live the dream. Let's live the dream, man. Hey, you should you got the them shits on the same page.
What?
You got them on the same page.
Do I have what on the same page?
These nuts.
You know what? I hate you. I hate you. Absolutely. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about over here? I'm over here looking confused like a motherfucker. Like, looking like, I hate you.
I need you to have some content today.
Oh, shit.
Man.
Over here sounding like Deshaun Watson and shit. Like, hey, yo.
Right.
Hey, yo. Do you know what part of my body you're going to be massaging today? These nuts.
So what? Right. Exactly what he said. He probably will get him with that shit every massage. He's like, you silly. He's like, nah, for real.
No, like,
Nah, for real.
he was getting in the so he was getting in the yoga
That
position.
might have been the best segue you ever had.
Listen, one of the greatest. He was getting in the yoga position, the baby pose in the yoga position, and asking them to massage his taint. He was like, massage the gooch, the spot right there between the anus and the balls, people. He was like, yo, can you massage me right there, specifically?
That's what they said in the dissertation?
Yes!
Or like in
Yes!
Yeah. Oh, no.
He's a play with my asshole dude.
Oh, damn. You like that too. You didn't talk about that last time?
We talked about that last time. We said that I am not that dude. Stop playing with me.
Oh, my bad. Stop playing with me.
See, it makes sense now.
That's
Where
what
he,
I'm making for real.
where
Stop
he go?
playing with me.
Yo, this makes sense now that Deshaun Watson will go to a team called the Browns that has a section for the dog pound. Like, he's a dirty dog.
Where did you read that at? Did you read the whole thing? I only read some of it, parts of like in an article.
Yeah, so I caught a piece of the read. I caught a piece of the read. I gotta get the whole thing. Cause I ain't gonna lie. Cause now I feel like I gotta sit down one day and read the whole. Like if it's 180 pages, I gotta sit back and read that shit like my favorite novel. Like every time I go take a shit, I'm like, okay, what page was I on?
They said he was coming in there naked, like flat out naked, with no robe on, like.
So.
Like, well, fuck it.
So it's crazy, right? Because I was saying when it started raising my suspicion was when I started hearing about individuals that weren't masseuses coming to give him massage. He was asking for massage. He was asking his personal trainer for a massage. He was asking his yoga instructor for it. I'm like, whoa, these people aren't certain. But now it comes out even saying he was looking for his masseuse on Instagram. So he was finding Instagram models and finding and coming there for and having them. Let's see. Like it gets deeper and deeper.
That's how you now you know there's some bullshit now, because if they knew what was going on.
No,
if that's the case.
Oh,
it makes it like you knew what was going on there.
They definitely did. But like I said, listen, we found out they supplied him with the non-competes and they were supplying him with the hotel room. So on top of that too, when it looks like the organization is backing somebody like that, because that's what it looks like. Oh, this the hotel room that company supplied. Oh, this the non-compete that the team supplied. So now it looks like if they try to say no, they try to say if they try to go against the grain, like damn, he has the backing of the Houston Texans. Because based off the paperwork and the place that they were going to, it looked like they were enabling the behavior. And they were.
It's smart. You found out your quarterback's a creep, and so you hold him accountable.
They held him, yeah. They tried to blackmail him, basically. They were blackmailing him, in a way.
So it's, right, yeah. That's exactly what happened.
And he finally said...
That's the same thing. When we first came over here, I said, people are acting like the Houston... Like, if I help you, and I help you out in your little creepy situations, and now we losing you on a bail, fuck that. I'm not protecting you no more neither. Right. Fucking Gucci, like get your Gucci licked and shit.
So now we've moved up from 24 women to 26 women that are coming out. So now what I'm curious, right? What me still being curious?
Talking about the 60.
Well, no, wait. That's what I'm saying. No, wait. Whoa. I got you. I know there are 66. So but out of that 66, 26 of them are coming out and speaking. So what made me wonder, because 2 more popped out. We was at 24 that came out to actually speak and were actually got a voice and part of, you know what I mean, and fully part of the suit. Did that go from 66 to 68, or is this 2 more out of the 66? When we jumped from 24 women to 26 women that were testifying, right, and actually verbally, you see. I got you coming out the speaker, and I'm over here turning my back to the camera talking to the goddamn speaker. Right? When it goes from 24 to 26 women that are actually coming out and verbalizing the assault, right, or actually trying to actually charge them, is this 2 more out of the pool, or is this 2 more now being added to the 66? Are we at 68? I'm curious about that. That's one of the first things that I was curious about. And I ain't gonna lie. The more
bro, I ain't gonna lie, cause I'm a creep too, bro. I would have asked, like, if I was betting that much, man, you definitely a creep. Like, we be.
Listen,
yeah,
you know what's funny? I was just speaking of creepy shit,
bro. You gonna ask some creepy shit, like
creeps. It's funny, like I said, the left field topics we're gonna talk about today are all gonna kind of toe tap the line of creep, and another name popped up recently, and I was kind of talking about it. I was like, it's funny when the things that were acceptable as you were growing up no longer become acceptable, and sometimes when you try to explain how your behavior was, you don't kind of do any justice for yourself. Listen, not for nothing. If I was Deshaun Watson in his position, I probably would have asked for a happy ending too. From a couple of masseuses.
I'm not about to cap. Hell yeah.
Like, you understand?
$2,000.
You understand? understand?
I ain't about to pay you $2,000 for no massage, and you just about to rub my leg. You gotta out your man.
So
you better get all of that area.
what he fucked up at is that he needed 66 women to do it. What he needed was 2 masseuses for the team, 3 masseuses for your sexual fantasies, or however you need it, and keep 3 women that you can trust to take care of your sexual shit when you get when you get those massages.
Who wants to do that, bro? With the same woman, he just should have been a creep about it. He should have been up front and got women who was already on it, like, you know what I'm saying, and the NDA. You know what I'm saying? So that's where he fucked up at. He just gotta have an NDA from Jump Street. Number 1. Number 2, just get women that's down with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he just trying to get women that he don't even know if they down with it or not.
Because
he just doing creepy shit.
Because he could have just flat out asked, but like, yo, are you down for happy endings? And they will be like, no, not really. But okay, cool. I don't need you as my masseuse. And listen, some of them may have been like, and some of them may have been like, hey, you know what? How much we talking about? I'll do it. Because maybe they just want the money. And then he got like, you know what? That has to be his call right there. You know what? You weren't comfortable with this. I don't want you just doing it for the money. You know what I mean? Or if you do it for the money, you got to sign this non-disclosure. But listen, like, if you ain't comfortable with this, I can go find somebody else that is. Like, he could have honestly just did it like that.
Off that.
You know what I mean? And then because one of the women in there stopped him and asked him, like, yo, what are you doing? Like, this isn't normal behavior. Like, you're a good looking dude, you're a fucking millionaire. Are you trying to get your ass fucked up? One of them said that to him, and that shit didn't even register. Like, well, damn, maybe I am doing something wrong. They looked. It was like, yo,
bro, she rubbing your inner thigh and your cock is dripping. Like, yeah, you're not thinking. He's not thinking straight. Like, he is not thinking straight.
Well, listen, I'm just waiting. You know what though? At least so far, it's only been, not only when I say this, I understand what it only applies. That it's only been 66 women. This would have been something. This would have taken a whole different turn if it was like 66 women and we found out there's 34 men as well.
Man, listen, bro. I can't handle it. Man.
See, your mind was already ready to explode. Like, that was a hypothetical, and I'm already at my maximum limit. Just imagine if 34 dudes come out and was like, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised though, man, because if he was ass naked talking about play with my ass, that's just fucking.
Yeah, he was like, get there right in the gooch, right in the taint, right there, right. I'm like, damn.
Man, he was not there. Shut up. He did it like that. Like, he was there. That's horrible, bro.
Yo, he's straight up in the fetal position. In the baby's pose.
That's horrible, bro.
But I'm telling you, like, see that. So now, and it's really weird now because I sent you guys a picture earlier, right? And I should have sent it to myself so I could pop it up on the screen. But he really is slightly transforming into looking kind of creepy. Like he was more light skinned than that I remembered. Like, I don't remember him being so dark. With those wrinkles. Yeah, see, I don't remember him being that dark. Like, all of a sudden, the only thing like he looked like is missing right now is like a pack of 305s in his lip and a gold tooth. Like
some type of syndrome. He always looked like he had some type of syndrome.
Oh man, yeah, he do look like that. Like that. Like he do look like he suffered from Down syndrome a little bit too in that picture that I said. You know what I mean? Like that dude that's be in the corner with this creepy Down syndrome looking at you like, hey girl, you want to play with my taint? Like, his villain transformation is real. Like, all of a sudden, I'm looking at him, I'm like, you no longer see the light-skinned, smiling, like, little happy-go-lucky guy. You actually see Creeper now.
Yeah, man.
You see low-brow Creeper. Like, I'm talking about low, like, you know what I mean? I'm talking about, like, low-brow shit. Like low-brow, thick cranium. Yeah. Like all of a sudden his cranium, his frontal lobe cranium just grew. His brow got all. I'm like, what the fuck just happened suddenly? How the fuck this nigga all of a sudden be?
Forehead ass.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking about it. Forehead ass. Get your ass.
Like how did he just start looking like the black Russian from Rocky or some shit? Like what the fuck just happened? Looking like a villain out of James Bond and shit. Like, and not even like the top villain. Like one of the henchmen's like, yes, boss. the fuck up guy. The massage my taint. Like he's trying to get the hostage to massage his taint instead of keeping her hands tied. You know, like he's that guy. Suddenly, I was like, yo, like I'm looking at him like, yo, the transformation is real. I can see his R. Kelly features.
Man, that shit was funny as fuck. That meme is crazy, bro. Cause I'm like, that shit really look like that could be him.
Like I really see his R. Kelly features.
Yeah.
We have a story coming up a little bit later about some R. Kelly features, but listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, the Dirty Dog Deshaun and his Dirty Dog Pound, right? Because he has supporters. You hear him in his press conference. There's people in the city that has embraced me and this and that. And you see people outside the stadium cheering for him and like, man, you did nothing wrong. Go ahead, win a cheer. Woo-ha, Deshaun! And I'm like, see? You see, I understand there may be people out there that are rooting for you, but you have to understand that I don't know if you want to be pointing that out. Like, yeah, I got supporters. Like, yeah, we ain't looking at your supporters like they're real people. We're looking at some of them like, okay, let's remember these faces. That's Jeff from accounting. That's Phil from marketing. Like, okay, we're gonna have to call both of them in here. You know what I mean? Like, suddenly, like, what the fuck? He has to be phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. He has to be phenomenal. He has to be better than Baker Mayfield. He can't be average. He can't just make the playoffs and get bounced in the first or not even the second round. He has to be phenomenal. You have to understand. I'm not even just talking about this year. I'm talking about within these next 2-3 years. He has to break like the rushing record as a quarterback. Or be close to it, or close to like the Russian touchdowns for a quarterback. He needs to be close to putting up 5,000 yards one season. He has to be phenomenal over the next 3 years. And we're talking about he has to go deep playoff. What's that? Talk to me, Will, because you know what? You're the guy from Cleveland. This is your team. So wait, wrong one. My bad.
Cleveland, this is for you.
You tell me. I'm over here looking at from the outside looking in at what he has to be. What does he have to be for you guys to all of a sudden be like, we start forgetting that he's scum?
First of all, you must don't be joining these spaces, bro. You gotta get on Twitter. When I'm in spaces, you gotta join these rooms. I mean, it's gonna let you know when you're on Twitter. You go to the home screen, it's gonna show you.
I'm in spaces right now.
If you follow, yeah, so you gotta get in the ones of the other fans and shit. You go into some of these spaces, like on Brown spaces, bro, listen. These motherfuckers, they love Deshaun. Like, they love Baker already.
Damn.
I'm like, how are y'all thoroughly convinced that this motherfucker... First of all, he not getting no year suspension. He not getting no crazy suspension, more likely. Because he ain't get criminal charges.
No, it's going to be that bullshit, what, 6 games, right?
CBA, you can't really...
Yeah. Like, unless...
There's only so much they can do when they get criminal charges. Now, it's an independent arbitrator. It's not an arbitrator, but she's like a panel, I guess, that they hired. Because Goodell was, fucking up the decisions. So they got the little panel, but per the CBA, she got to still go per the CBA. So Norm, I mean, unless she doesn't, it's kind of unprecedented, but normally what will happen is that they ain't going to give him too much more criminal charges. So, like, even if it's a year, they probably appealed it to like 8. You can go further though if they find out he really did some creepy shit. But if he ain't break the law, no matter how creepy shit he did, he didn't break the law and make these women do anything. He didn't do nothing but be a creep. You can't.
I mean, he solicited
2 or 3 years for being a creep.
He solicited them for sexual acts.
not for money though.
Wait a minute, he's paying them.
That don't mean that he solicited them. It's okay. I pay you for the sign. That don't mean I can't ask to have sex with you. That's not soliciting. That's saying, hey, I'll give you $100 more or $3,000 for sex. Like, I've paid you already. I've paid you probably more likely, or you already paid more likely for this act. And I'm just, I'm suggesting you do other things. If you're not, I didn't grab you. I didn't, if I ain't do nothing like that to you, then I ain't do nothing. I was just a creep. There's no penalty in this world for being a creep. You know what I'm saying? None. So, no law you're breaking, I should say. So, therefore, either way, beyond all this, you take him and you put him on the field 2 years later. Because that's essentially what you about to do. He ain't played since January of last year. And he's gonna be playing since January of, close to January of, that next year. You just paid $230 million guaranteed to a guy that just ain't gonna play in damn near, 2 years. So what you expect out of him? How will he meet those expectations? Because you're right. For some people and women, they're gonna have to see him be Tom Brady, the second coming. How is he gonna do that when you in the league with prime Joe Burrow, prime Lamar Jackson? Pickett. We don't know how he's still the Steelers though, so they're normally formidable no matter what. They beat us with Mason Rudolph. so
listen, and don't forget they got blind, like whatever they're gonna be lacking in offense. I think their defense is gonna be ridiculous. They got Brian Flores over there just as a defensive coordinator chilling.
Right. And he is the cheat code. He's the new cheat code of a deep. Brady don't want to see that guy. Then you just go out your division. You stay in the AFC. You got Patrick Mahomes. You got Herbert. You got Russell Wilson. Yeah, man, you could throw in Derek Carr. You know what I mean? The Raiders is with Josh McDaniels, who is known to be the quarterback whisperer. Am I right? You got somebody better than Tebow now. Josh McDaniels, all he needs somebody better than Tebow. You know what I'm saying? He ain't have, you know what I'm saying? You see what he did he made the Garoppolos, the Matt Castles, I don't know if some of them he didn't do, like he was gone for a little bit, but, all those guys, those underlings, Jacoby Brissett, all those, he made them viable in his situations. So, think what he gonna do with even though Derek Carr is mediocre, he's still better than those backups we named. So there you go. They just went to the playoffs last year. So how are you getting past that? It's the worst time to have a good quarterback. The worst time. That's all the Browns. Not only that, first of all, we get the first time we get the best quarterback of our franchise history since the Super Bowl's being played. We get it when there's 10 other quarterbacks that can be literally win a Super Bowl. That's number one. Number two, we go out our way to pay $230 million and change the game, guaranteed to these quarterbacks, and change the game.
I know that's the part that sucks too.
Yeah, that's so the Browns.
Because
that's the Browns. Bro.
Because
that's the Browns. We still can't get right.
That's the reason why the NFL came out quickly and basically the NFL, almost every owner came out and said, well, what just happened over there is not going to be president. Like we are not going to make this like presidents out here, because immediately you have to start thinking like, yo, you paying that creeper guaranteed money? You got to give me guaranteed dough. Like I listen, I'll take 10% less for guaranteed money. Like, you understand? Like, it's good. Like, that's a game. You gave that motherfucker guaranteed dough.
That shit crazy, bro.
That's the first thing I'll be using in my negotiation. Deshaun Watson got guaranteed money, and that nigga's scum. Like, you gotta do right by me, or else I'm getting a new agent. Find somebody that's gonna give me 100, like, for real, because somebody will, and that's the thing about it. Somebody, like, once players start demanding it, as long as you have one team that crumbles, there goes your pattern. Because it was gonna happen. Somebody's gonna, you know what? There's always gonna be somebody out there that's gonna be willing to give that guaranteed money to try to get that person that they want on the contract. And then next thing you know, there goes your pattern. Like they said they don't want it to happen or it's not gonna happen, but how the fuck you gonna stop it if these players really start like sticking to their guns, like of thinking like, yo, I want guaranteed dough. And if they put themselves in the market and let everybody know, listen, I just want guaranteed money. I want a 100% guaranteed contract. Somebody out there, there's gonna be another Cleveland Brown out there. There's gonna be a Woody Johnson out there. There's going to be a Jerry Jones out there. There's going to be a fuck them picks kind of environment, or there's going to be a fuck a salary cap kind of environment. And those motherfuckers are going to go out there and they're going to do it. There's going to be a team that thinks about nothing but winning right now, and they're going to do it. And there goes your pattern. And thank Mr. Deshaun Watson. The dirty dog Deshaun Watson. When things trouble you, call DW DuckTales. Ooh.
What the fuck, man?
Oh shit. Some shit just popped in my head. I'm sorry. Couldn't even help myself. So, last night's game.
Never said that in my ear again.
What the fuck did I just say?
Fucking DuckTales or some shit. What did
Oh.
you say? I don't know what you said.
Oh, when things trouble you, you call DW DuckTales.
Oh, wow,
Ooh.
bro. What is this ridiculous?
DW, you know, like your boy, your quarterback. All right, so let's move on. We had Game 5 the other night, right? Let's go ahead and transition real quick. Let's go from the dirty dog. Like I said, he still got to be phenomenal, but last night, was it last night? The other night. It's been so long, right? I hate how games 5, 6, and 7 are stretched out in the NBA Finals, just because they want to have a Game 7 on a Sunday. Like that's because the next game is tomorrow. The last time they played was on Monday, right? If Boston wins tomorrow night, the next game is not going to be until Sunday. I don't like all this waiting in between. Like, you understand? I don't watch whole seasons of new shows just because I don't want to be. I don't want to be held to you like week after week after week. That's just too much for me. Like, nah, fuck that. I just want it all right now. You need to hurry up and finish this in 6. But Golden State Warriors the other night, we had Game 5 in Golden State. So far, the pattern has been each team going back and forth. Boston actually won the first game. So, this would have been the first time that either one of these teams would have had back-to-back losses, right? By Boston not winning Game 5. And that's exactly what happened. Boston had, for the first time, they didn't win after a loss, which ended up putting Golden State back in the proper series position. And it wasn't a great game. It was like, gotcha. It wasn't the best. Yeah, it wasn't the best performance for some of your stars. It may have looked like they ran out of gas. But you know what, folks? You don't have to worry about running out of gas. I know gas prices have been kind of high these days. So let's go ahead and help you guys out. I don't think Chill Will has been here for this. But you know what? We're gonna let him know. We're gonna let him know as well, right? Because I understand that gas prices are stinking right now. So don't pass another gas station debating that these prices are too inflated. Get the Upside app and come on through. You get cash for every single time that you buy gas. And if you're on fat ass, they give you cash back on food too at your local restaurants. Right? All you gotta do is download the Upside app and use the promo code MyT3229. MYT Mike Yankee Tango 3229. And you can get yourself up to 25 cents, 50 cents back off on every single gallon that you purchase. And listen, I'll give Shoo. I'll give you excuse me. I'll give you one further. It has nothing to do with any promo codes that I have or anything else. Double up on that shit. After you download the Upside app, if there's a couple of gas stations that you normally go to, go find their reward program as well. Download that shit. Get that app as well. Double dip. You understand? You could double and triple dip on this shit. Shoot. If your bank has cashback perks, make sure those are activated. 'Cause I know like some of them you have to activate it or whatever, and they'll drop a little tile on you, and you have to make sure that's activated to get the cash back on your gas. Well, make sure that's activated too. Or if you have a credit card that you regularly use because you use it and you pay it off, make sure it has some kind of cashback, some kind of cashback feature for your gas. If you have an Amazon Prime card, you know you can use your Amazon Prime card at gas station. They give cash back. So there's different ways, like double up on it, right? Find ways to get all your to get as much cash back, so you can start reducing like some of these gas and all these prices. You understand? Like if you do what I'm telling you, you can basically save anywhere between 75 cents to a whole entire $1 off of your gas prices per gallon. So yes, get the Upside app. Also find your local gas stations, get their apps as well. Make sure you activate all of your perks. But with the Upside app, you make sure you use the promo code MyT3229. Use it today. Don't worry about gas prices anymore. Fuck that shit.
Do you use this shit? I'm calling you out.
Yeah, of course I use that motherfucker. I remember I also do deliveries too. So I definitely use that shit.
Does it work?
Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. I forgot. I used the money. I've been using it for a while now. And I used the money from that last time to purchase. What did I purchase? The gift.
You gotta go to like the certain gas people.
Yeah, so there's gonna be certain gas stations that you have to go to. So, like, you may not be able to go to the Easy Pump in your neighborhood anymore. You may have to go to like a Shell or a Marathon or a BP. You know?
Yeah, all I go to is Shell.
Yeah, so yeah, you can go to Shell easily. But also, if you know, like Shell also has their own reward card too. So get the Shell reward card as well. You know what I mean? And then you just start tacking it on, and then they give you real cash back. Like anytime that you want, you go ahead and you can cash out and it sends the money directly to your bank account. Basically, what I'm gonna be using this money for, right? So from now until the end of the year, I won't be using any money that I get for gas. Right? I won't be using that money for myself. Any money that I get back for gas, I'm gonna be keeping to either buy a prize or give cash to my women's fantasy football league. So that's how I'm gonna earn your prize money. Now it just sucks for you. I'm no longer on the road like 12 hours a day anymore. Every single day of the week. But it's still gonna add up between now and the end of the year. So when it comes time for your prize, that's what I'm gonna be using your prize money from. It's from the Get Upside app. So just think about it, right? You save your money on your gas. Let's say you don't want to use the money now, right? Just let it save. It's like a little savings account. Save that money for Christmas. Or save that money. You have a birthday coming up. You know what I mean? Or every time that you get $40 in there, you cash out the $40 and you reward yourself with a bag of weed. Like, however you want to do it. We already talked about Montrezl Harrell. I was like, listen, 3 pounds of weed is just a multi-millionaire re-upping. That's all that is. Is an everyday smoker that's a multi-millionaire re-upping on his weed. You have to look at everyone like it was a quarter bag. He basically bought like in how we may look at it, he bought like an ounce and a half of weed maybe. He just don't want to be going there every day.
He's still getting federal charges in Kentucky.
Oh no, yeah, yeah. The fact that why was he in? Is he from Kentucky?
I don't know, bro. That shit crazy.
Cause ain't he in? Doesn't he play for the Suns?
Does he? I don't fucking know what he plays for. He's been bounced around so many times. I don't fucking know.
Let's ask the. Let's act the.
You going to jail, my boy.
Listen, man. He ain't gonna see one day in jail. He ain't gonna see no jail time.
Yeah, this Kentucky.
Listen, he ain't gonna. Okay. Let's find a couple of things out. Okay, Google. What
3
team does
pounds.
Montrezl Harrell play for?
Montrezl Harrell's
be-
current
that's
team
the
is the
last
Charlotte
thing.
Hornets.
Okay. See, you know what? Now it makes sense. Everybody is wilding on the fucking Hornets right now. Everybody is wilding on the Hornets.
Maximum penalty. How about, hey Google, what's the maximum penalty of the law for 3 pounds of weed?
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
Listen, you already know that they're charging him for trafficking.
Thank you. So he's
No,
he's doing some jail time.
They're trying to charge him for trafficking, right? So he's gonna get it
ain't trafficking. It's weed. It's they smoking that.
Yeah.
People smoke.
No, that's what I said.
Shit,
That's the reason why I thought he was on some kingpin shit because the verbiage was trafficking. Okay, so wait, let's also find this out. Okay, Google, what college did Montrezl Harrell go to?
Florida State University.
Montrezl Harrell attended the University of Louisville.
Louisville's in Kentucky, right?
He from there, so that makes sense.
Okay. And okay, Google, where was Montrezl Harrell born?
Tarboro.
Okay.
Where? That's in Kentucky too?
No. Okay, he may have been trafficking.
Where he from?
So, okay. He plays for the Charlotte
Where's he
Hornets.
from?
Wait, I'm gonna go down this. He plays for the Charlotte Hornets.
Right.
His school is Louisville, which Louisville is what's Louisville? Louisville is Kentucky, right?
Yeah. That's
Right?
What I said. It makes sense.
So he went to school in Louisville, Kentucky. He's from Tarboro, North Carolina. And he got caught with weed in Kentucky. Yeah. He trafficking. He's selling weed. He doing that shit too.
Not 3 pounds. Not 3 pounds.
Nah, you're right. Not 3 pounds. You still that's still the point again. Like 3 pounds, like.
Man, he probably wasn't even paying no attention. He just had probably that shit was just probably in his back seat. You know what I'm saying?
He forgot to take it out early in the day. He was like, you know what? He was supposed to take it out. He was supposed to take it out early in the day, but he's like, he had to run another errand real quick, and was like,
Yeah, he probably had it in a Walmart bag in his back seat, and just was like, damn, I forgot. You know what I mean? Like, that's just for a party. That's probably for a party this weekend he was going to with his home. Like, he probably had that for the whole team. Like, they probably smoked that shit up in the literally.
so you know why this was so funny? That this is the Charlotte Hornets, right? You understand the Charlotte Hornets have recently produced P.J. Washington, right? The guy that the guy that fucked with the internet authority that said like, oh, all you gotta do is fuck with an athlete if you want to try to get a bag. They don't use rubbers, which I don't either. So.
Yeah, we found that out last show too.
So
When you like, yeah, that stuff. Yeah.
whatever. So they have PJ Washington. I forgot what LaMelo Ball. I think LaMelo Ball was just out there smoking regularly, right? He was just out in public. He got caught out there smoking weed like it was nothing. Then you have
Nothing.
I know, but still, like, you know, he was displaying that shit openly. So, and then there was the dunker. What's his name? Fuck. McBride, Miles Bridges. He was over here on his Instagram with a cup of lean and a fucking joint in his hand.
Which is not illegal.
I'm just saying, I get it, but they wilding in Charlotte. That's the reason why Michael Jordan went over here and got fucking Atkins as their coach. He's like, yo, these little niggas is out here wilding. Like, I told them it was okay to go gamble and smoke cigars. They was like, well, we don't gamble and smoke cigars these days. We drink lean and smoke blunts. He was like, he basically told us to do it, but we just had to bring it up to the times. We fuck internet models, we drink lean, and we smoke J's. And Michael Jordan looking at him like, listen, if you're gonna do that shit, and display that shit, you at least need to start winning. I'm gonna get a disciplinary in here. Yo, fucking LaMelo Ball is about to blow up. He's about to have a breakthrough year. If he hasn't won a most improved player of the year award yet, he's about to get one this year.
He been smoking weed though.
We all know that. The whole team is smoking weed.
He been grown since he was 16.
Oh yeah, come on. He was overseas. He was overseas playing on a grown man's league while he owned that team. Remember, his father bought the team so he could play on it. That shit was crazy. You know what else was crazy? The game of Golden State the other night. What?
He came back and played high school ball. That was crazy.
Yeah. Oh no. Talking about being the man in these streets. Yeah, he was in high school and the man in these streets for real.
Mm-hmm.
So Game 5,
yeah,
NBA.
For everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably going to his weed man. He was probably going to Kentucky.
That's all like, yo, everybody's wilding in Charlotte. Charlotte may be my new favorite. Like, Charlotte may be the team now that I follow just to start seeing what the fuck is about to start happening next. Like, they may be my new lifeline for hot topics. So another hot topic. NBA Finals is on. Game 5.
Tonight?
No, it was on the other night. That was Monday. So let me tell you how oddly this game was, right? I'm talking about shit being crazy. Looney, he was in the game. He had 3 fouls in 3 minutes. 3 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the game. Draymond Green fouled out of this game again. I think Draymond Green has officially now holds the record for a player who has fouled out the most in an NBA Finals. He is officially now that guy. Curry, he hurt his hand. He hurt his shooting hand during that game. That shit was bleeding. We know that he came into this game, you know what I mean, with the fucked up legs and ankles and shit after fucking Al Horford wanted to put all his body weight on him. And also, Boston outscored the Golden State Warriors in the third quarter, 35-24. And Boston still got their ass whooped. I'm just happy. Listen, I'll say this again. And listen, yo, I had proof. Chill, Will. Indiana did make it to a finals against the Lakers. So maybe it wasn't New Jersey twice. But Indiana did.
It was New Jersey twice.
I said it was New Jersey twice.
It was. What year did they make it to the finals?
I don't know, but you know what happens after. No, you know what happens after they. Listen, go Google it. Go Google it. Like, Google me.
Yesterday, because I know it wasn't against the Cavs. It wasn't no year that LeBron was in the league.
I don't know. Kobe was in the league.
I'm trying to tell you. They might have made it in the 90s.
So,
I don't know.
But they did play the pace. So Kobe did play the Pacers and Reggie Miller in the NBA Finals. That did happen. Because and for the guys, for everybody that's wondering why are we talking about this suddenly, because I was thinking about Stephen Curry.
It had to be. That's what I'm saying. Hold on.
What?
My point was we was trying to figure out when it was, because the point was I was trying to make is that it wasn't during the LeBron era, because whoever went to the championship from his third year, whoever went to the championship had to go through LeBron.
All right, so look it up.
And Indiana never beat LeBron. That was Lance Stevenson. That was Artest and all of them. They never beat LeBron.
Right,
Reggie was old. He wasn't probably even in the league at that point.
All right, so listen. No, right. So listen, look it up and and let me know who his teammates were.
So it would have had to be one of the first, like, when he had Shaq.
It wasn't.
That was my point.
Oh no, yeah, it was okay. It was when he had Shaq. Definitely, I do remember seeing Shaq.
So
And he had a
that
fro.
means it was definitely not the LeBron era. It was when it was in 19.
So was Ron?
2002.
I was trying to see. I was trying to figure out who was his teammate. I was trying to figure out if it was when he had Ron Artest, Stat.
He had probably the Davis brothers. Who we talking about? Reggie?
Oh
Reggie.
yeah,
Right,
it probably
right,
was
Reggie.
the Davis brothers and Mark Jackson.
Jalen Rose.
Still
Probably
Jalen
had-
Rose? Was
probably had
Jalen
Jalen Rose.
Rose still there? Huh.
I
You know what though? I think more than
He's still there. He
I
was
think
like-
I think more than anything else, I was trying to remember if Jalen Rose was still there. I think that's who I was really trying to remember more than anybody else. If it was Jalen Rose there or not. And he was, actually. Jalen Rose was there. Because the clip that I had saw was when Kobe had injured his ankle and they thought that Kobe was going to miss the rest of the series. And Jalen Rose is the person that injured him.
Chris Muller was on this team. All right, here you go.
Okay.
There was Jonathan Bender.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I remember him.
I remember Jonathan Bender.
Dale Davis.
Okay.
One of them, Crocier Austin, Travis Best, Jeff Foster.
Travis
they had
Best.
Al Harrington. He was a baller.
Al Harrington was a baller, and he was young though. That's probably when he was still young. Al Harrington came out of high school.
Baller, though. Al Harrington, they had Mark Jackson, of course. They had Chris Mullins. They had Sam Perkins.
Oh wow.
And they had Jalen Rose.
And Jalen Rose.
And then obviously they had Rick Smith. Rick Smith and Derek McKee.
Okay, so how old was Al Harrington and Jalen Rose on that team? Does it say?
They doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They were young.
I know they were. I know they were. I know they were.
Yeah, they were. Maybe he had to be like 3-4 in the league.
No Ron Artest? I didn't hear Ron Artest name. There was no Ron Artest in that team.
No.
Okay.
Wasn't Ron Artest.
What year was that?
That was 2000. Like I said.
2000. Okay.
It was never TV. So that's cool. That was probably their first ring. Their first ring.
Okay. So okay. So those I was trying to remember. The reason why I was trying to remember this more than, like on how this started originally. I was thinking about the Golden State Warriors run, and I was thinking about the dynasties over the last couple of years. Teams that have won, like let's just start with let's lowball it, and let's start with teams that have won 3+ rings, right? In their runs, and I'm trying to think. Okay, during your little dynasty runs, has there ever been a has it?
Just in general.
What's that?
Talking about NBA.
No, I'm thinking.
About NBA.
No, I'm saying in the last since I've been watching, right? Since I've basically
You just talking about in sports or the NBA?
in the NBA. Oh, in the NBA. I'm thinking like in these dynasty runs. When was the last time that I never rooted against the team that was the dynasty? At some point in time, I wanted the Lakers to lose a couple of their games. You know what I mean? I wanted the Lakers to lose to teams. In a couple of series.
I never wanted Detroit to lose. I never wanted.
See, I don't remember early.
I hated the Lakers.
See the Bulls. See the Bulls used to come through us. So they were so there were years I really didn't want the Bulls to win. I didn't want the Bulls to win against. Actually, I can tell you. Let's just make it simple. The only 2 times I was rooting for the Bulls is when they played the Utah Jazz. I did not like Karl. I always thought Karl Malone was a dirty player. Didn't like him.
You know, I wanted them to win, but I mean, whatever. I just know that I always like Golden State though, because they play the ball. They play ball right.
Yeah. See, I've never rooted against Stephen Curry to win a championship. I've rooted against Kobe. I've rooted against Jordan. I've rooted against Shaq. I've rooted against LeBron. I've rooted against Wade, if you want to put him in there. He has 3, but his dynasty. They had their mini den. Their mini den. They had supper, but right. If we go NFL, like you know what I mean, I rooted against obviously Tom Brady. I never rooted against my Yankees, but they're my Yankees. So when you talk about NBA though, yeah, look, not Kobe, but Stephen Curry has been the only person that every single time he was in the NBA Finals, I was rooting for his team to win. And I've never had that for any other superstar. He's kind of likable. And they end up beating the Boston Celtics. What was that? What was this game like? 109-99. And this game wasn't that close. Like, it was a 10-point game, but you understand with just about like 3 minutes left in this game, they were up by 20. The Golden State Warriors. It was a game where Stephen Curry may not have had his best game after coming off of a game 4 where he obviously was like balled the fuck out. This was one of those games where everybody else kind of picked up the slack. And to be honest with you, if Andrew Wiggins is matching the point total of the opposing team's best player, best scorer, then you're in a pretty good fucking position. And that's what Andrew Wiggins did with Jason Tatum. Andrew Wiggins dropped 26 points the other night, and Jason Tatum had 27. Andrew Wiggins, and let's also get this correct, right? So let's just make it sound like it's an easy 26 points, right? Andrew Wiggins is still scoring about 70% of his points in the paint, right? Most of his points come on offensive rebounds as well, putbacks, dunks, drives, as well as shots, and even pull-ups. Like, Andrew Wiggins is actually one of the few people on the team that is scoring from just about everywhere, or in every single position. From the three, from the post, from off the dribble, cut into the lane. It doesn't, he's doing it all, while also playing defense on a lot of times the opposing team's best wing player, offensive wing, and also at the same time grabbing double-digit rebounds. And also something that you may not that people don't want to hear, as the narrative to give Stephen Curry the MVP of the series has already been written in stone. They have been making a serious debate for Andrew Wiggins. And one of the things that they have put into that pot is that his defensive point rating is a full 10 points higher than what Andrew Iguodala's was when he won the Finals MVP for making LeBron James work harder for his points. That's the only thing I can say about that. Like, people that didn't watch the game, yeah, you have to just watch that game and see how all of a sudden LeBron James' baskets or his shots, his off-ball movement just wasn't the same. He was getting everything with ease. Once Andrew Iguodala started guarding him, he actually had to start working for a lot of his offense. And that is what, even though he made shots, now he was putting forth twice the amount of energy to get the same shots. Can't help it they're going in, but you can't make them exhaust themselves. And that's where they give Andrew Iguodala that Finals MVP. That's why they found a way to give him that Finals MVP. Again, that was another one that was written in stone. They just was trying to give Iguodala something for being so loyal to the league for so many years. That was a loyalty award. That's what that was. Like I'm telling you right now, if suddenly after Udonis Haslem is let go from the Miami Heat, if he's not all of a sudden like VP in the Miami Heat organization, or suddenly like on the NBA's like commission board or some shit like that, it will be a complete disservice, because he's gonna get rewarded on the back end too. And I guarantee you, right, that he has had more than 3 pounds of weed on him at any given time. You see how black his lips are? He smoked with Rick Ross himself at the stadium. They just paid a fine. Oh man. But seriously, that was your Game 5. That was how Game 5 broke down. Final score was actually 104-94, not 9. I said 109-99. Jason Tatum going 10 for 20, right, shooting 50%. But Andrew Wiggins is over here going 12 for 23, just about 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. 51%. They both made the same amount of free throws, even though Jason Tatum took twice as many free throws as Andrew Wiggins. And you know what? I didn't even realize that Andrew Wiggins may be taking this a little bit personal, because Jason Tatum, back in the day, he put a tweet out there that Jabari Parker was better than Andrew Wiggins. I don't even think Jabari Parker's in the league anymore. Hold on, I'm just gonna put up the rest of these stats for this game. But while I wait for that to go ahead and pop up, let's go ahead and move over, right? And because Game 5 had so many different like weird elements, one of the weirder outcomes to come from Game 5, right, is finding out that Klay Thompson was banned from the arena. What is this madness that I speak of, you say? Well, not quite Klay Thompson, but there's a Klay Thompson lookalike. Right? And the Klay Thompson lookalike got to the arena early. Like, this is real shit. Got to the arena early. Got past security. Got onto the court. And started going through his warm-up routine. Started getting shots up. Seriously. Started getting shots up. Started going getting shots up. And I don't think he did it for super long before he decided, like, you know what, let me get the fuck out of here. Before somebody realized that this is not the real Klay. But yes, the fake Klay Thompson made it onto the court. Check out the draft book sport. Okay, something else. I thought somebody being fined. And actually started putting up shots. But obviously, this is something that he does for clout. So because he did it for clout, he actually had to share this for any of us to even know about it. Well, in the midst of him sharing it and doing all that stuff, the Warriors found out, and they have officially they have officially banned him from the arena for life. Folks, there's some trades going on. When we come back on the show on thing, let's see. The Rockets have traded Christian Woods to the Dallas Mavericks for a 2022 draft pick. Boban Marjanovic, Trey Burke, and Marquise Chris with 2 S's. Huh. Trey Burke, former New York Knicks, is going over to the... That's what I see right here. Trey Burke, former New York Knicks, traded to the Houston Rockets. That's what I see. For Christian Woods. Huh. Christian Woods for... Oh, let's go ahead and break that properly. We got some MyT breaking news up here. Hey, yo, drop a bomb on these bitches.
MyT!
Christian Woods to the Dallas Mavericks for a 2022 draft pick. Doesn't say first or second. Doesn't say what it is, or protected. Boban Marjanovic, so that's basically 2 individuals. Trey Burke, that's 3, and Marquise Chris, that's 4. Trey Burke is a undersized guard, right? Kind of a tweener, like a 6-foot point guard / shooting guard. Marquise Chris is supposed to be like a 6'10", if I'm not mistaken, and above, rim protector, and even possibly, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if he had a shot or not. I don't know who Boban. I don't know. Is that Boban? No, it's Boban Bobanovic. I gotta figure out which Boban that is. I don't think that's the 18-footer Boban. But if that's him, then that's another big man that they get out of it. For Christian Woods, and I thought Christian Woods was a big man as well, like another power forward, kind of similar to kind of Marquise Chris, kind of like a Jarrett Jackson kind of player. This is interesting. Dallas let's see, they gave up all of these guys. It makes me wonder if Dallas tried offering this same package to the Phoenix Suns. Because I don't know, because it sounds like their big man, whatever the fuck his name is, I'm forgetting his name already, Greg Oden, that he's about to be on the trade block. Those like they're gonna re-sign him. So there's a couple of big men that's gonna be interested to see what happens to them. Because there's Phoenix's big man, there's Golden State's big man, Wiseman. We need to see what happens. We need to kind of figure out what happens to him. I know Marquise Chris is in the big man realm, so he was just moved. This is interesting. That because draft day is about. Oh, I missed a call from that. Because draft day is just about. When is it? The 23rd. It's next. Yeah, 23rd. Next Thursday. We're about 8 days away from the draft. So goddamn. So let's think about that's how fast things are gonna move, folks. We have Game 6 tomorrow night. I know. It's funny. I was just saying how how stretched out things were, but damn, we're talking about we're talking about the end of the NBA season right now. So we're talking tomorrow night, Thursday, the 16th, is going to be Game 6 of the NBA Finals. It could be over tomorrow night, but if not, then we're talking about on Sunday. Like the 19th, I think that is, or some shit like that. Right? We're going to have Game 7. And then, later that week, by Thursday, we have the NBA Draft. Which means that as soon as the NBA Finals is over, we're talking about movement, NBA Draft, more movement. And then, we're talking about now Summer League. Pretty soon. I can't wait for Summer League. Oh, yes. I can't wait for Summer League. I wonder if Cam Reddish and RJ Barrett are going to play in Summer League this year. As a Knicks fan, I wonder. Obviously, I think Obi Toppin probably play in Summer League. You know, this is going to be like now his third year. I could probably see him playing in Summer League. You could probably see who else? Grimes. Maybe IQ. See, the team is so young that I can still see a lot of key. And granted, you want this if you're a Knicks fan. You want all of your young boys to be able to play more games and see how they play something, because honestly, based off the experience that their young squad should have, right, and based off their age, right, they're young enough to play in the Summer League, but also they've been playing for so long, and now in the summer, like altogether, that you figure that if they played in the Summer League now, that they should dominate the Summer League. And if they're not dominating the Summer League, then you guys aren't good enough to play in the then that's where I'll be making my first determination at, right? Will be that, yo, if I play all of you, if I'm playing Obi, if I'm playing Quentin Grimes, if I'm playing RJ, and if I'm playing Cam Reddish, right, we're all talking about guys 3-4 years in the league now. I mean, it's all underneath their rookie contract. But we're talking about the guys 2, 3, 4 years in the league. If I get all of you squatted up, based off your experience of how you take every single regular season game being coached under Tibbs, yeah, I expect you to dominate Summer League. And if you're not, then I'm going to be looking to move probably half of you motherfuckers. Or that's what really made my determination. Yeah, we're going to move some of these bitches. Because if you guys aren't showing that, that we're too good to... Because basically, at this point, some of you guys should be showing that you're too good to be playing in Summer League. Playing in Summer League is kind of an insult. And if you can't show that by now, then, yeah. That's going to probably be my first sign that, you know what? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep all these guys. We're gonna start moving some of these guys. So some of those guys that Knicks fans are really tied to, and honestly, I prefer like the Knicks and like the Jets that they keep these guys and keep developing, and keep the same guys there and start learning each other's tendency and start developing and find the right development group for these guys. That's still the best option. That's still the option that we're seeing thrive in the NBA so far. So I'm telling you, see, LeBron James fucked shit up. Where all of a sudden, for a while, everybody was going to these super teams. Oh, I gotta do it now. Gotta get it now. Gotta win them all. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. And all he did was fail 70% of the time. Right? But that's what we see actually thriving in the NBA right now. Last year we saw the Phoenix Suns and the Miami. No. My bad. A couple years ago, last year we saw the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns. Core young players kept on developing around them, kept them there, right? Getting the right coaches, the right development system, and then eventually just got the right leader, got the one right star that was needed to kind of help lead the way, help culminate the whole thing, glue it all together, be an extension of the coach, you know what I mean, on and off the court, teach them how to be professionals. Find players that help fill in the gap for your stars, right? But keep empowering your player that he can realize, yo, I can and I will become a star in this league. We saw Milwaukee and Phoenix last year. This year we see Golden State and Boston. Like, for what these guys have here, like have here as development. Remember, Draymond Green was drafted second round, and he came in and he outworked and took the place of David Lee, who was a first round pick off of a Florida State team that had won 2 championships. And David Lee at that point in time was a walking double. He was just having problems walking back then. Started getting injuries in his back and his hips. A lot of times they would switch out to him and he couldn't and he was being burnt as a help defender in pick and roll action. Put Draymond Green in there. Draymond Green was able to help in the pick and roll action, and was actually able and willing to take a couple of 3-pointers and make a few. And then, as you can see, also do a lot of the dirty work. But honestly, it's got their players and develop them. Clay, Steph, Looney now, Poole, Gary Payton. And throughout the time, you add players that, listen, they may have been high draft picks in other places, but they went a lot of places and they failed. You know what I mean? Otis Porter, Andrew Wiggins. Like, Otis Porter has been a really nice guy for a lot, you know, for a lot of years. Nothing really to sneeze after. Andrew Wiggins has been considered fucking underrated, you know what I mean, or overrated, whatever the fuck, not rated, for God knows how long. Otis. He looked like an Otis. Oh, man. They said Boston Celtics, like, damn near their whole squad. And they tried. The thing about it, like, they tried. They thought, okay, we have Wiggins. I mean, we have Tatum. We have Brown. Right? Let's find the guy to help lead them. They tried the Kemba Walker. They tried the Kyries. And then finally they decided to go to, you know what? We kind of had the guy that we kept pushing off to the bench for all these guys. Let's put in the guy that's developing to our system. Williams, guys developing to our system. And then, you know what? Add a nice little vet, Al Horford. Kind of teach you guys how to be a professional and consistently conduct yourselves on and off the court and act in winning ways. Al Horford, that, listen, in his time you have to remember, in his time in Atlanta, consistently his team was going to the his team was going to the playoffs. And he was doing it back then with Joe Johnson and a young knucklehead at high school back then too. That they were like, listen, if you need to get your shit together, but listen, he could have been one of those guys if he would have took the game as seriously as Mari Stoudemire or LeBron James or Kobe Bryant. You know, a lot of these other stars that came out of high school, Al Harrington even. He would have been a much better player than what he was. I'm forgetting his name. That 6'9" guy. Damn, I can't remember his name for shit. He's out the league now, but that's his fault. Well, granted, he probably would have still been out the league by now. I'm trying to think. Yeah, maybe not. Joe Johnson was still in the league up until recent memory, and he was younger than Joe. So if he had taken his career as seriously as some of these other guys, which granted, a lot of people didn't take their careers as seriously or take their bodies as seriously as LeBron James and some of the guys that I mentioned there. It's more so now the norm than it was back in his era. So I don't want to blame him too much for being so much of a knucklehead. Like I said, we were also in more knucklehead times. I said even Jalen Rose didn't take care of his body as much as he should have. He like you hear him all the time talking about how he was out here, you know. Now he was out here campaigning and champagning. So, you know, when you live that Ric Flair life, every once in a while you have a woo moment. So I'm gonna move forward, right? And because I told you about Klay Thompson being banned. Well, also something that has that is no longer in a space. Have you guys heard? Internet Explorer, it died today. After today, the Internet Explorer no longer exists. Internet Explorer is officially dead after today. Or died today, whatever. It's his last day on Earth. And I was like, wait a minute. Even when I heard this news, it made me wonder, like, wait a minute. Internet Explorer died today, so what? Is it just now what? Microsoft Edge? Is that what Internet Explorer is now? Is Microsoft Edge? I don't know. It made me wonder. I found that a little bit interesting. All right, let me talk. I'm gonna have to do this. We're gonna take a hard break here pretty soon because I know we're about to lose the feed on Podbean, but we still have more podcasts to start podding, right? So for everybody on Podbean, right, you guys already know what's about to happen. I'm gonna play a commercial. You guys go find the new feed and while I put up the new feed for the call-in line on Podbean. Everybody else, you guys enjoy this commercial.
But they are who we thought they were.
Loser! You're a loser! They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous. They joined because there is important work to be done, and only some able to do it. They are brighter, better educated, led, and equipped than any team in history. They are doctors, lawyers, engineers, technologists, and combat troops, all prepared for whatever comes their way. You'll find them where the lights don't flash, and the only contract they sign is with themselves and their country. One day, they may be asked what they did to make a difference in this world, and they can respond, I became a soldier.
Thank you guys for listening. It's time to throw my tail. I'm back on the MyT Sports Podcast. Still your host, aka the One Take Wonderman. We don't retake. Paul always coming through. Well, I understand. You're like 12 hours behind, so I get it. Why you're always coming at the late night on the podcast. Like Paul always comes on when I technically shouldn't even be on the air anymore. How you doing, Paul? I'm good. You know, you're the only person I let get away with calling me Tal, right? In the history of my name, you're the only person I've ever let get away with calling me Tal. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it. Love you too, Poe. How are you doing? How's the little ones? This is what happens. This is the kind of rapport that we have once you're a regular on the MyT Sports Podcast. I'm gonna ask about your kids. Good, just growing. I feel it. I see you. I feel you. So, speaking of growing, I wish Chill Will was here. Like Chill Will was here not too long ago. But I just started a new feed, and he was in that because I had a topic that I wanted to run across him. But before we we'll give him some time. He may come back. She got 2 teeth. Damn, 8 months. She walking yet? She running yet? Are they running at 8 months? I don't know why I be thinking like kids are supposed to be like running around by like 10 months old. Like I have no time perspective on them. Like 10 months, oh yeah, they're supposed to be running around, right? Like they should have all their fur by then. Joking. You gotta treat them like a deer. Bambi them. My cousins walked there at 9 months. I think my friend's son was walking around that time. But he also had his son doing push-ups too at like 6 months. Like I was like, yo, I don't know what this little kid is gonna be on, but he's about to have himself like a little muscle hamster. Like he's gonna have himself a little athlete, like one of them kids that just naturally like he's gonna have him a country strong kid. And he ain't in the country. He's in Virginia, but he's gonna have him one of them country strong kids. Like that little tyke was already out there because he was doing push-ups in front of him constantly. And you see the little tyke just out there doing push-ups already. I'm like, oh no, he done started already. his oldest child is my goddaughter. But nah, like seriously, he out there. That kid was out there walking, doing push-ups, doing squats. I'm like, you gonna develop a little monster. Watch. You gotta wrestle with him at like age 13, and that's gonna be the last time you gonna wrestle with that motherfucker. It's gonna completely be like, yo, I'm training you. You do as I say, not as I do. That's when you officially stop doing stuff with them, and you're just giving them pure instructions. Or you go hire somebody person like, nah, I'm not fucking with you anymore. You go see a goddamn professional. You ain't gonna fucking have me throw out my goddamn hip trying to toss me around. They're like, hey, let me try this new move on you, pops. So I'm rewatching Game 5 right now. As you guys know, like I like to do shit like that, and I'm already thinking that this is a wrap. I don't know about you guys. I don't know how you feel, but I didn't even think it was supposed to go past 5 games. So now the fact that the Golden State Warriors have finally won 2 games back to back, right? They've officially taken the commanding 3-2 lead on the series. The next game is an elimination game, even though it's in Boston. Boston doesn't quite understand what the kind of pressure and the kind of game that they need to put together to be able to win these kind of games, right? Like they've gone good to get them this far. And listen, I won't be surprised within the next 2-3 years, Boston squeaks out a championship, and if they probably even beat Golden State to do it. Like they're close. Like I mean, when you're talking about Game 5 and Game 6 of the NBA Finals, you're close. You're as close as any team is gonna get. Because we've seen what these kind of runs have done for teams like Miami and teams like Milwaukee. Like Boston's gonna break through. I have no doubt in my mind that Boston will eventually break through. I'm gonna hate to see it, but they won't break through. But this series is officially over. I'm calling it right now, and I know that I've been having the kiss of death. Oh, here goes that same point again, where the Boston Celtics finally took the lead in the third quarter, where they outscored. Remember, this is when I told you they outscored Golden State Warriors 35-24 in the third quarter. They had been trailing all game. I think they were down by as many as 15. They had been slowly breaking it down. And right around like the 6.5 minute mark in the third quarter, Al Harrington, he hits a 3-pointer and lets out a and he got all excited for nothing because his team would eventually end up blowing that lead, still going down by as many as 20 points and losing by 10. Just saying. And that's part of the reason why I think this is over. They don't have enough of it in them to be able to take this away. You know what? If you guys disagree with me, you guys let me know who you with. You tell me who you with, B. Who you got? Cause I'm saying this game is gonna be done in Boston. They're gonna celebrate in the Garden, and that's what the Celtics are gonna get for always trying to be like fucking New Yorkers. Right? We got the Madison Square Garden, and we always feel like, yo, come and play in the Garden. Now you actually want to, and then you call you play actually just the Garden. Fuck out of here. Should have called that shit like the Clover Patch, the Frolic Field. Motherfuckers be frolicking through that shit. I'm gonna make a video of me frolicking one day. Show you what happens. So, all right, we gonna wrap up this podcast pretty soon here. All right, how long have we been on here already? A little over 2 hours. Right, about 2 hours 15 minutes. Okay. So I was doing my what's trending search, right? I was doing my what's trending thing, and I was looking for whatever was trending. And listen, guys, we're gonna come back and we talk about Game 6 and how how we feel is gonna win. Listen, hit me up, message me. All right, let's start getting those comments in here, and we're gonna talk about who you think is gonna win Game 6, who you think is gonna continue to win this series, because I know you guys knew I was taking a poll, right? And you guys are gonna lose me on Instagram. Wait, let me check my spaces real quick. Let me see if anybody came yapping in the spaces. Oh, I fucked up. All right, so where's my gallery at? Because I've been keeping track of. Like, I've had a poll that I've been doing, right? And for the most part, it's always been Warriors, right? And there's been a couple of I don't want to say it was a landslide. Yeah, it kind of was a landslide early on. But then recently, things started to change. Right? So, at one point in time, right, what day was this? This was on June 11th, right? So 4 days ago, it was 87% Warriors. 4 days ago, 87% of the people thought the Warriors were going to win. I'm sorry. Wait, is that the right one? Yeah. Then, suddenly, things changed, and by the 14th, yesterday, it was down to 60%. 40% of the people now think the Celtics are going to win. The Celtics gained 23% after getting their ass beat last night. I don't know what people saw. Because it's not like, oh, Steph went off for 50. Klay Thompson had one of his signature games, had like 30. Draymond Green had a triple-double. Like, it was, you know what I mean? Andrew Wiggins dropped 20. Like, the only thing that really happened was Andrew Wiggins dropping 20. 6. It wasn't like all of that happened and they barely won the game. No. Like, Steph struggled. Draymond Green fouled out. Looney was in foul trouble in the first 3 minutes. Klay Thompson was... Let's see what Klay Thompson had. Let's pull up his math real quick. Klay Thompson was 7 for 14, 50% shooting, 21 points. That's good. Listen, you get 20 points for Klay Thompson. I'm not unhappy with that. But it's not like they got a signature game from Clay. They had a Clay Tom. From they didn't have a signature game from Clay. They had a regular game from Clay. They had a bad game from Curry. Had a great game from Wiggins, but you want 20 points on average from Wiggins. Gary Payton gave you 15 off the bench. Poole gave you 14 off the bench. So there goes 30 points off the bench. But also, more importantly, let's also give you their numbers. They were 6 for 8 and 4 for 8. 4 for 8 was Poole. 3 for 6 from 3. Nobody else off the bench really contributed any. But it's not like they had great performances from everybody and then they barely won the game. Like, no, they had okay to mediocre performances and they blew you the fuck out. So I don't understand how the numbers got so misconstrued recently or suddenly. But that's what happened. I still believe that this is over in 6. Right? We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and make a and make a post to see who people think is gonna win this tonight's game. Right? Not tonight's game, but tomorrow night's game. Like I said, things are stretched out. So next time we have this game is gonna be Thursday. We have tomorrow night's game on. We have game 6 gonna be on Thursday. Ooh, look at Williams twisting his ankle. Couldn't stop on a dime enough. Got up and he'll be alright. People twist their months every day, B. So, like I said, I'm going through my what's trending. Right? I'm going through what's trending recently. And as I hit the what's trending feed, I see a couple of things that caught my eye. And one of these I've actually had loaded up for a while now, and I wanted to bring this out, right? And one of the people that popped up on our radar was the Biebs, right? And you know, like Justin Bieber never makes our podcast. To be honest with you, we never really have a reason to talk about the Biebs, but the Biebs made the podcast today, and that's because Justin Bieber now has something that's called Ramsey Hunt syndrome, right? Where it starts, where some of that it's a nerve issue, and it starts like to paralyze like a portion of the face. And it may leave it droopy or stuck in awkward positions, and because recently what happens is that, you know, people starting to see a picture of Justin Bieber populating the internet, and it showed him like where his face was in a weird, you know, like he was practicing for like a Two-Face role kind of shit, and nope, ended up having that he had a Ramsey Hunt syndrome, which is kind of like a Two-Face syndrome, like, you know, numbs up portion of the face, and next thing you know, you don't have to all the muscles there, and next thing you know, you're all here like this and shit. So let's hope that, I don't know if there's a cure for it or anything that's out. Like I said, this person might even heard about Ramsey Hunt syndrome. I'm pretty sure that because Justin Bieber now has Ramsey Hunt syndrome, the whole entire world is about to get themselves a nice little crash course lesson on Ramsey Hunt syndrome. And suddenly we're going to see Ramsey Hunt experts popping up the woodworks, right? But hopefully there's a cure for this, or there is a way to treat it, and Justin Bieber could get himself some treatment and get himself healed. Speaking of treatment and healed, I don't know how deep I want to go down this rabbit hole, but there's a rabbit hole that we have to go and attend. And this rabbit hole involves a hip hop mogul in mogul in hip hop, I should say. That's what I'm trying to say. Not quite a rapper. Right? Not quite a rapper. But definitely, well, actually, you know what? I think I may have just mixed him up with somebody else when I'm about to say this next line. I was going to say he's a producer, not quite a rapper, but I think Academics is a rapper and a producer. Right, but I just told you who it was. Rapper Academics. the academics came out and said that he had a rule of thumb. I don't know if he had or he has rule of thumb that he only fucks with chicks in college, and if they're in college, they're fuckable. So he don't care if they were 17 years old in college or 22 in college. He's like, if they're in college, they're fuckable. And this is what I started talking about here. This is what I've been kind of hinting towards, and insinuating about. You know what I mean? They drop you guys little nuggets about over the last couple of days, over the last couple of hours. And that is the statement that academics said. And he's being dragged on the internet for it, obviously. And because it's a surface value statement, and I know it's not really any way to justify something. Like he's saying, like, hey, I'm not trying to justify sleeping 17 years old with 17-year-olds as a 40-year-old man. Nope, not trying to justify it at all. What if I was a 20-year-old man? What if I was just 18? See, these were the things I was insinuating, right? Sometimes people are still dating their high school sweetheart, and you're older than that person, and you're out of high school now. What then? If both families know each other, you've been in each other's lives for 3, 4, 5, 6 years already sometimes. Both families know you're sexually active. I know that's not what he's talking about, but you understand, like, this is something that actually happens more often than not. We're talking about even good, wholesome Christian people, right? And you know what I mean by good, wholesome Christian people? That they could understand their daughter still in high school, that they were dating somebody while in high school, and that person graduates high school now. And they're now technically 18. Now their daughter is what, 16, 15. But it's something that started off in school, started in church, while they were still both underage, and then one transitions to suddenly an adult. What happens then? In this instance, they're not sexually active; they're just dating. What happens then? See now, cause now things went up a whole nother level. We're talking about sex here when it comes to what academic was talking about, and he said a general statement. Listen, if they were in college, I'm smashing. I don't care if they. Hey, listen, like I'm not over here trying to figure out if they're old enough or not. And this, that, and the third. I figure if you're in college, you're old enough to smash. If you came to college at 17, then you know you being smashed at 17. Now, academics is also now. Let's check his age. Okay, Google. How old is academic? Is academics the rapper?
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
Okay, I don't think we're gonna be able to search him that way, but right here we go. Let's look up how old DJ Academics is. Right. All right. So. Is this the same DJ Academics I grew up with? I don't think this is. I don't know. To be honest, I don't even know. But because I remember Academics had a mixtape back when I was in the military though, like 20 years ago. That can't be right. Right? The whole, like, he had the fucking joint with Prodigy. Hold on. I'm gonna have to look up his discography or some shit, because something ain't right here. Because I feel like Academics has been out since like 2000. But over here saying this guy was born in May of 1991. Let's see here. You know what? I'm thinking about DJ Alchemist. That's why I keep saying his name all fucked up in my head. Never mind. I'm thinking about Alchemist, not Academics. Okay. Still, Now, see, now, I was going to say, okay, now this is academics now speaking as a 30-year-old man. Now things start to get a little more borderline, right? Because I'm over here thinking this is academic. This is alchemist speaking, right? And thinking like, yo, alchemist got to be like my age. So I'm over here thinking, okay, he's still talking about things that how he used to maneuver. Let's say when he was 10 years ago, 2000, just to say 2012. If that was the philosophy that a 21-year-old man was using, is that the most fucked up way of thinking? That, hey, this person is in college, then, you know what? Because you could be 21-year-old in college and be messing with a freshman and not realize that. You see, lines get blurred because then when we talk about individuals in the same social space, right? And people that you're looking at your peers, that there's a weird ass timeline when shit is not acceptable, because in 2 more years, that 4-year gap nobody blinks an eye at. That 2-year gap nobody blinks an eye at. That 3-year gap nobody blinks an eye at. And I'm strictly someone the age of 17 and somebody 21, 17 somebody 20, 17 somebody 19. Because he specifically said 17-year-olds, right? In college. And like I said, ultimately what is heard is underage. And I get that. But sometimes there's nuance, right? Like there's nuance, there's conjecture, like there's there are the finer details, right? The finer details that sometimes that make things case by case, and the reason why we don't have generic rules for everything. Because we have a general rule, and then still everything is case by case. It's the reason why you want to like, hey, I thought if this happened. Nah, that isn't just so cut and dry. And a lot of times we wish things were more cut and dry because it'll make things easier. It'll make things easier, and it'll probably make things, and it will make things more fair, obviously, immediately. But sometimes it doesn't mean that it will always make it right in a weird way. I know that sounds weird. But this is what DJ Academics is basically being dragged in the mud for, because this is what he said. And again, I'll repeat. He basically said, and I don't know if this is talking about how he maneuvers now, or if this is how he used to maneuver. That's the part about it that will make it go from, okay, maybe I can understand Academic Field's Twitter's wrath after old clip about underage girls. Okay, see, so this is also something that he said a while ago too. So let's see. Says he about okay. So DJ Academics explains comments about sex with minors. Says he meant in college. The audio was reportedly from 8 years ago, and Academic claimed he said it in reference to a 24-year-old Tigger dating a 17-year-old Kylie Jenner. Okay. See? So now we get a little bit more into it. As the internet decides to go ahead and suddenly drag him. Now we're talking about 8 years ago. I just said he was 31, so then he was 23. At 23, he can still be in an environment where he's still in a college environment where this rule is a rule of thumb where a lot of things are playing out. And then again, we just heard about a scenario where these were two high-level celebrities at the time, Tigger and Kylie Jenner, and we know they were fucking. And again, see the number one thing I kept on thinking about was how would this play out in a school situation, in a college scenario, right? And that's exactly how he says he was referring to it as. Because a lot of times this is where you run into that a lot, right? Like I said, I have a nephew myself that after graduating high school and being in the military for about 2 years, still dated his girlfriend from high school, who was still in high school. And then when they finally broke up, right, because it was heartbreaking, the mother decided to take actions in her hands and wanted to report it to the military. And obviously the military looks at it very cut and dry and looks at it as sex with a minor. Exchanging images with a minor. When these are two people that have been dating for 5 years now. You know what I mean? Like, even dating since he was 15 and she was 13. They've known each other since he was 8 and she was 6. They have played together. They have laid together. Their families have ate together. See? These are the things about it. So these are little things. Like I said, it was an interesting story, and of course, like I said, just like how randomly, suddenly, when we got off the air on Monday, I saw Montrezl Harrell arrested for drug trafficking. Right? Again, headlines. You have to know headlines. Like this was a headline that I caught right before I went on air this time about academics speaking on speaking on individuals sleeping with 17-year-olds and what his general rule of thumb would used to be in college. Because don't even worry about it. Come on, Bobby. Yeah, this was the... Yeah, he caught him on the jersey. He may have caught his ear or some shit on the swipe. I'm watching this play again. That's just they didn't even go and review it. They didn't even give it a second thought. Folks, and Poole goes right back and pulls up on him. So remember I told you like Al Horford was over here all excited and shit for finally hitting that 3-pointer to give him the lead. But here we go with just about 8.5 minutes, or just about a little under 9 minutes to go in the fourth, and the Golden State Warriors had an 11-point lead, and they eventually pushed this up to 20, and then would end up winning. I don't see how Boston wins Game 6. To be honest with you, I think it's a wrap. I know every time I've said a game is a wrap or a series is a wrap, I've been giving everybody the kiss of death this whole entire year, but it's a wrap right now. Get ready for a week of no basketball games, and we're just gonna be talking about draft prospects, who should be what and what should be this. Stephen Curry and his MVP, and finally getting getting Finals MVP, now getting his 4th ring and tying LeBron James, and now the fact that he has the same amount of rings as LeBron James, and he has actually changed the game. And the way that it has been played from the professional level all the way down to the pee-wee level, that you have to call him the greatest player in the game currently. Even better than your generous king, LeBron James. But this is why he is the generous king. Because he allows everybody else to shine while he just sits back and rules. And becomes the first player while actively playing to actually be a billionaire. I didn't even get a chance to congratulate him on that. Like yo, brethren. Let's shift gears and let's stop with all the fun and games for a second, and let's get serious. Big to you and becoming the first player billionaire. Right, and there's not too many in the NBA that has even grossed $1 billion. so far. I think it's you, Jordan, and Kobe, if I'm not mistaken. And remember, guys, I've said it. I've been talking about this, right? LeBron James is the first. He's not going to be the last. And it's going to pretty soon be the norm. That every contract that players make, and it's going to eventually even come down to their rookie contract as well. Rookie contracts are already at what? We're talking about, let's see here. Let's see what the NBA rookie scale contract. NBA rookie scale. Let's see here. So rookie contracts already about $40 million for the first 4 years. So they get about $10 million. That first extension after that, if they make the proper requirements, that first extension is already up to like $210 million. So you're talking about through most players through their first 7 years, if they're up there already, they're already breaking about $250 million. They already made their first $250 million. Now it's all about keeping yourself in shape and relevant for the next 2 contracts. That's really what you're talking about here. Over the next 8 years, right? Over the next 12 years after your so this is what the goal is now. You have to figure, right? Your first 6-7 years, that's your first $250 million. And then after that, you're trying to break $250 million every 4 years. At least. $25 million. Let's call it. Can't see. No, sorry. $30 million more likely. Right? But you're trying to get up to 250. Basically, every 4 years. Every 5 years. First extension, 5 years, 250. Second extension, same shit. Then is that next one. Can you get yourself that 4th major contract and it be believable that you can actually contribute to winning? See, you're gonna get a lot of players that while playing, they're gonna make about $750 million easily. That we're gonna see easily. It's going to be the ones that are going to be able to break that next tier and make $1 billion. And trust me, what we're just talking about here is give it 10, 12 more years of inflation, and we're gonna start seeing it as a norm. So, let's see, after 10 years of inflation, yeah. So after 2032. When we start talking about contracts after this, and we'll see where we have the MyT Sports Podcast and what kind of platform that we're definitely going to be in the metaverse by that point in time. But it's going to be the norm. Like I said, it's going to be something that just based inflation is going to be there. So basically, by the time we're talking about 2045, another 25 years from now. Let's see. Damn, I'm 65 by then. But I would have called it. But, see, it doesn't seem that long, right? It's only about... Damn, that's 25 summers. Oh, man, I hate the fact that I heard that. Right? Well, we're talking about 25 summers from now. It will be completely normal that players are making $1 billion on the court. Every contract is $250 million. $300 million. It's actually good. I'm telling you right now, it would actually be troubling now. And this is going to be the incentive now. If you're a first round pick, top 3 pick, top 10 pick, you are in position to earn $1 billion on court. If there isn't more of an incentive now to take care of your body, do what's right, get your longevity. And I understand this is why players want longevity. But you have to take care of your body, eat right, and do the hard shit to get that longevity. They're not just trying to give away $1 billion. You're going to have to sacrifice it all. Right? That load management shit. That's the reason why they ain't going to allow you to load manage. Because we know if they bring it down to 60 games, players are gonna play 40 games. And try to find it okay. And next thing you know, we're gonna talking about making people billionaires for playing 40-something games a year. Nah, I ain't gonna cut it. We're looking for them Iron Man still. 60 to 75 plus games a year. That superstar, that supermax. It's coming. It's coming. Also, while looking up these trendies, saw Howard Stern was trending for calling out Phil Mickelson for selling out to the Saudi Arabian Golf League, right? And obviously, there's a lot of players that are going over there, and they're just going over there because that's where the bag is at. But obviously, there are unfavorable practices from the Saudi Arabia government that have been conducted recently by also the owner of that, you know what I mean, and also the supporters of and backers of that particular league that have started causing a lot of uproar. And Howard Stern called off Phil Mickelson, right? And obviously because Howard Stern is calling out one Phil Mickelson and because about Saudi Arabia, right? He starts trending, and I saw the weirdest statement that everybody is calling Howard Stern a sellout. And I'm like, wait a minute, where did he sell out to? You mean because he left radio and went to satellite? That wasn't the sellout move. The sellout move was staying on radio. I don't think you guys understand. Staying on radio is where the sellout move was. Because you got more money don't mean you sold out. You can get more money and not sell out. He went to the platform that where he couldn't be censored. How is that selling out? Where they wanted him, they wanted to give him a fucked up contract. They wanted to control his content, and they wanted to control his message. Let me ask you guys this, right? Because there's way too many people. Because think about this, right? The people that were calling Howard Stern a sellout. A lot of you guys did this on social media. Imagine if suddenly they want to censor your social media post. They want to censor the message that you can put out on your platforms. Because technically it's their platform. You see, none of you want to go for it. Now what happens if a social media site comes out and says, you know what? You don't have to worry about being censored. You don't have to worry about copyright. You don't have to worry about this or that. Come to this platform and you can even make more money. And you don't have to worry about being censored. I still have to figure out what the fuck was going on right here. That's what Howard Stern did. That's not selling out. That's actually the kind of the opposite of selling out. Like, you can't sell out because somebody tried to censor you and you found a platform to not be censored and make more money? What the fuck? But of course, this was people more mad that he was taking shots at the whole entire Saudi Arabia movement, and they also turned it into a whole political nonsense. So now Stern was the sellout. Because it makes no sense to me. That made absolutely no sense to me. Like the other thing that I caught trending. By Stephen A. Smith. As he came out and he said that he would take Anthony Davis. I don't care if he said Anthony Davis healthy. Anthony Davis. Let's make sure we put the caveat in there. Healthy over Luka and Jokic. And I'm going to tell you right now, Stephen A. Smith is not only being stupid, he's also being racist. I'm sorry. I'm going to call it like I see it. You just honestly just try to go with the black athletic dude over two guys that not only white, but they have proven to be better players in the amount of time that Anthony Davis in the league than he has. Go and check out their timelines. Luka and Jokic have done more, put up better numbers, and taken their teams further. A regular season and postseason than Anthony Davis ever did as the leader of his team. Go look at them Pelican days. Absolutely nothing. That's the reason why LeBron James was like, hey, come on, man, I got you. I get you a ring. Come on, baby. Come join the generous king. I get you a ring, baby. I was like, you know what? I can see why I don't watch a lot of First Take anymore. It has become just a show of over-the-top ridiculousness, and it goes a little extra wide when the Mad Dog Russo is on there. It's almost like Stephen A. can't even control himself. Both of them is just trying to see who can be more fucking ridiculous. They should rename that show to Ridiculousness. Even though I think that's already a show. I got 10 minutes left in the podcast. We're gonna spend it right here. AD over Luka and the Joker? Like, come on, man. Healthy? Listen, even a healthy Anthony Davis, the best he ever did was sneak into the playoffs. I don't think he had Boogie Cousins at that time. Like, so, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, I'm sorry. Like that is absolutely 100% absurd. It's ASA 9, it's ASA 10, it's ASA 11. Like, I couldn't even believe this was an actual thing. Luka Doncic and Jokic is better than Anthony Davis even now if Anthony Davis were to be healthy. Much less if we were just to match up the time frames. Isn't Luka still on his first contract? And look what he's done already. Anthony Davis ain't doing this within that short time frame. Look at the amount of time that Jokic has been in the league. When were the Pelicans ever the best team in the West? When was Anthony Davis leading in all advanced statistical categories? When? Sure, I did. I must have mod. Gotta end this show soon. Where's it? It's already tomorrow. Yeah, so so like I said, as I'm watching what's trending, like these are the things I'm thinking. These are the things that I'm seeing. And it's crazy because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that thought this was one of the most ridiculous. First player to foul out 3 times in a single finals since 2000, Dale Davis. He gonna foul out one more time. He gonna foul out in game 6 too. He gonna hold the lead on that shit. It's funny we was just talking about it because I'm pretty sure Dale Davis was part of that Indiana Pacers series that against the Lakers that we was just talking about earlier. You ain't coming to see me eat. Let me stop. I had some soup earlier. So not only was Anthony Davis at the same point of their career when Luka's at, and where Jokic is at, not only was Anthony Davis not better than them at that point in his career, he's also not better than them now. If he could be fully healthy. He's not better than them now. Like, he's not lethal. He's not deadly. So, I have to assume that I must not have been the only person outraged by Stephen A. Smith's take and thought that shit was ridiculous, because it got to the point where that this particular take was trending. But the funny thing to come out of this is that after I'm assuming that the internet starts just dragging Anthony Davis through the mud because he's just catching shrapnels from Stephen A. Smith's hot take, Anthony Davis goes out and practices with Lethal Shooter. Not Hakeem Olajuwon. So you can learn how to work in the goddamn paste, in the post, in the paint. Not to work on your footwork as a big man. Not so you can work on your skill level as a big man, like Luka. You know what I mean? So you can take advantage of some of the skills like Luka and Jokic has. You go and you just like, you know what? Lethal Shooter. The guy that can shoot on the smallest rim possible, the tightest rim possible, with ease. This is why they call him Lethal Shooter. You're training with him, and great. That's nice. It's wonderful. You're doing something. You're doing more. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. But I'm not impressed. I understand, like, it doesn't change anything. It's good that you're out there playing with, that you're training with Lethal Shooter. I would like to see you train with Hakeem Olajuwon a little bit more. Amari Stoudemire. Anybody that has good feet work. I would like to see you go train with them. And learn how to be better on the lower and upper blocks. Folks, this is MyT Sports Podcast. I want to thank you guys for listening. We're out of here. We're going to leave you on that note. Clay for 3. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. We actually have the proper sounder for that.
Chops a three-pointer. Bang!
Whew. Thank you guys for listening to MyT Sports Podcast. I do appreciate it. We will be back this Friday. So after Game 6, after the series is over, that's the end of Golden State Warriors have won their 4th well, it's gonna be like their 5th championship in franchise history. But 5th championship in franchise history, if I'm not mistaken. 4th championship for Stephen Curry. Maybe even 6th championship in franchise history. I gotta go double check. I'm trying to remember how many he did. How many did they win when they were with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Was that just Milwaukee? Let me have that mixed up as well too. But we'll see. Thank you guys again for listening. Don't even worry about that. We didn't even get a chance to play any name games. We're going to do that too, though. We're going to play a little bit of the name game. It's funny, right? Because I know the name game is going to be different everywhere that we go. And let me give you guys a little. Give you guys a little name game nugget to think about. What's the first name that pops up when you hear certain teams? Golden State Warriors, first name that pops up. Boston Celtics, first name that pops up. See, this is weird, right? If you're like me, you probably just did time travel. Golden State Warriors, you might have thought Stephen Curry, right? First name that popped up. I said first name, not even thinking first name. As you think, you probably not like, damn, I could have used Baron Davis or somebody. First name that popped up, Boston Celtics, you thought Larry Bird. Immediately. Damn. See that? Cleveland Browns. First thing that pops up. See? Tainted already. Because you even thought Baker Mayfield or Deshaun Watson. Tainted now. New York Knicks. See? New York Jets. That's sad. Think about how far we had to go back in time as Knicks fans and Jets fans. For some of you, you went back as far as the last time we won a championship. Means that you probably mentioned Clyde Frazier and Joe Namath. Maybe Patrick Ewing. See? We gonna play a little name game pretty soon. I just want you guys to think about it. All right? We'll go championship edition next time we come on the podcast. While I have Chill Will here. We'll do a little champ. I just gave you a little taste of some of the local teams. This is why I do you like the Jets and the Browns and the Knicks. And that's local flavors, right? To the people that are local to the podcast, right? But next time we go do a little championship edition. We'll play around with this until we finish out the season. Thank you guys again for listening. We'll be back again this Friday at the same exact time, 8:07 p.m. ish. And listen, until I get 100% better, I'm gonna be heavy on my ish. Okay.
Sorry, B. I tried. Honest. All the bandwidth in the world couldn't keep me contained. No lag, no lag. Gonna share my talents with Podbean Live. Always knew I'd take the pod there. Just a lot later than a lot of listeners thought. Last of the real gabbers. Well, maybe not the last. Munchkin got good mic skills. New, improved MyT Podcaster. Potted down now. Last call for drinks. Bars closing. Sun's out. Heard the casino got a buffet breakfast. Don't want to go far. Wild night. Tired, B. Tired. MyT
Sports. Pull up on me.